Hi, I'm JimmyNavio.
Hi, it's me, JimmyNavio. Can you hear me now? Is that working? You sound great. Is there any sync issues between the audio and my lips? Because I'm trying something different. I'm actually streaming video through the video chat and back into OBS so that my guests can actually see me, because that's been a problem on previous episodes. I want them to be able to see me so they can interact and stuff. Slightly delayed. Well, we'll have to fix it later. Who you calling professional? Anyway, we have some very special guests today. The reason we're doing this on Tuesday night is because that was the best night for both of them to be here. For those who are not aware, I'm a member of DLC, Downloadable Content. We're a streaming team on Twitch. And one of our fellow members, Mr. Ring of Favor, or Favor for short, never call him Ring, because he'll disown you as a friend real quick if you do. Mr. Favor, many years ago, was in a not-so-pleasant incident that left his spine all kinds of messed up. And so he's gone through a number of painful surgeries, and, you know, he's had to take time off from streaming. He had to, you know, he had a professional career before, and then he switched to Twitch full-time after his accident. And he's got an amazing community that has supported him along the way. And one of the things recently, during his most recent surgery, a member of his community named FrostAsylum, he made him a whole entire game. And it was so impressive that I reached out to him and asked him to be a guest. And also with us, a member of his community, Favor's community, is Wildling. Wildling was also involved in the game. She's one of the characters in the game. She's been a part of their community for a long time. So I brought them both here today so we can dig a little deeper and get to know them. Wildling recently started streaming a bit here and there, so I thought I'd bring her on and we'd have a nice little chat. So without further ado, they can go ahead and unmute themselves, and I'll switch over. Whoop. Hi.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hi.
Wildling, you're still a little bit quiet. I don't know if you can turn yourself up or bring your mic a little closer, but otherwise, sounds great. Red Marsh, hello, sir. Was also a member on one of the previous episodes. So below me, Mr. FrostAsylum, Frosty or FrostAsylum, either one. Or if you're on Discord, he's Forsty. For some reason, he thought he'd be trying to be clever. But yeah, we are here to talk about this game that he made. So why don't you tell us the name of the game and give us a little background about it? What inspired you to do it, and what is it?
Well, it's called Unfused, and I thought of that title. Oh my god, I thought of that title while sitting on the toilet. So
nice.
That's where I do my best thinking. So last year, for his first year anniversary, for Ring of Favor's first year anniversary, I made him a video. It was a compilation of just people saying, you know, hey, you rock, you know, you're really awesome, and like it blew everybody away. And this year, I wanted to do something that would just like really knock his socks off. And we just we didn't know what we were gonna do. I brought together a team on Discord to think what we were gonna do, and we just kind of came up with the game. And they said, you know, if we do this, it's gonna be all on you. And I said, hey, I could do this. And I didn't know if I could, but I did.
And he did.
And he did. So
somehow.
Did you have any previous experience making games?
Well, I downloaded Unreal about 2 years ago, and I worked on a map for a game for about 6 months, and then I threw it in the trash because it was crap.
Do you have any design or programming background or anything at all?
Never went to school for that. Never, ever.
Wow. So, I mean, you had to learn everything then. I mean, had like 3D modeling, because, you know, it's a 3D game.
I do actually. I've been playing around in Blender, which is a free modeling program.
Okay.
And I usually just make like inside jokes. Like Favor, he made a joke about having his own cologne called Zombie Stank, and so I made a bottle of Zombie Stank, which is just, it looks like a biohazard bottle, and I made, you know, little things like that.
Wow. So you used Unity, right?
No, I used the Unreal Engine
Sorry,
4.
of course, I knew that. I slipped. You used Unreal Engine 4. So with these modern engines, from what I understand, I haven't used Unreal, but they do a lot of the work for you in certain areas, right? As far as like
well, you start out with a template. You can pick if you want like a third-person game or like a puzzle game or whatever.
Right.
And they give you a little character, and then you can say, okay, well, I like that, but let's just tweak the camera a little bit, or let's just make the lighting a little bit different. But they make it so easy to use, and like the coding, it's all in like these little boxes. You can just like hook little wires up to each other. You know.
Yeah, it's no
typing and bullshit. Like it's in C++, but I don't know that. I just hook the boxes together.
You just hook it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Cool. Well, I definitely have some more questions for you about that.
I can't wait to hear them.
No, I could talk. I'm a software developer, so I could nerd out with you all night about like just making shit. But I do want to get to know you a little better, and Wildling when she comes back. Look at her kitty, so cute.
Can we just interview the cat?
Yeah, we're just gonna interview Wildling's cat for the next hour, if that's cool. What was that? No, I can't hear you now. There's zero audio, Wildling. Anyway, so let's go on. I have a list of things here that I found out about you.
Oh, a list.
Oh, good lord.
From stalking your various social medias.
I love being stalked.
So your first and foremost, you claim to be a former YouTuber. Do you not make YouTube videos anymore?
No, I did that for about a year, and it didn't really ever go anywhere, but I just did it because it was fun. But then when I got divorced, I just lost all desire to do YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So, that's just my little sob story, but that I found favorite, and I find that I'm more of a supporter type. I'm not really the streamer type or the I like doing art for people, emotes, little shit like that.
The man pulling the strings behind the scene, creating content for others so they can look good.
Yeah, making video games, whatever, just whatever.
Dude, now you're a game developer. You didn't know it, but that's your your thing now.
I have a game that's been streamed on Twitch. I have cheat codes. Okay, I'm legit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You better just that's your life now. You're just gonna make games forever. So former YouTuber, I did look at a couple of your videos. And I noticed you had a couple VODs on Twitch at Wiener Schnitzel. Do you still work at Wiener Schnitzel or?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a night manager at Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay, that's what I was going to
ask. I'm a professional wiener handler. It's true.
In more ways than one. Just kidding. No, so you are a manager. I was going to say, the first thing I was going to ask is how the fuck did they let you stream, because there's a stream that's like a whole night shift of everyone like in the back just working and stuff. And I was like, unless he's a manager, he probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, that's why I got the dumb looking uniform, because I'm the manager, so I get to look like a tablecloth.
Nice. Do you get free wieners?
Oh my god, there's so many wieners.
If I worked at Wiener Schnitzel and got free wieners, I'd probably be like 40 pounds heavier. I love me some wieners.
Well, I actually lost 50 pounds, so hey.
Nice. All right. Also, you have 2 kids, 6-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. And
that video you watched, that was like 4 years ago.
Oh shit. All right. Well, okay,
yeah, my daughter. Yeah, my daughter's gonna be 9 next month, which kind of blows my mind, and my son, he'll be 7 in February. So yep.
So I admitted something off stream, and this might be the first time I ever admit it on stream. I have 2 kids as well. I have a.
Don't tell him.
I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. So we actually have more in common than you might realize. I'm also experienced in the art of divorce. So, we should chat a little bit. Where are you from, by the way?
I live in Southern California.
I live in Central California. So, what up?
Oh, you're like right on the fence there, huh?
I'm in the Central Valley. I'm pretty close to all those fires that have been going on. You're welcome for all the smoke.
Oh, it smells great. It's like a barbecue 24/7.
Yeah. So Wildling, let's get to know you a bit here. There is literally nothing about you on the internet. I tried. So my first question, actually, I'm going to pull this up right now. I'm going to pull up this link. I don't know if you have the stream up or not, but
Yes.
let's go to the media view here.
Oh,
What is
Lord.
this? What the fuck is this?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
What is this?
I just want to see what it is.
You have a Twitter account with 0 tweets. I have one. I left that. It's really strong, by the way, because we were like out of Diet Coke. Did you make this just so you could stalk others, or were you ever planning on actually using your Twitter account? I'm calling you out right now.
Well, okay, so I've always staunchly been anti-Twitter.
Yes.
And then I realized that I should probably make one for, streaming purposes. And then I forgot to sign in on it on my phone. Haven't yet made the choice to learn how to use Twitter. It's like being an old person learning how to use new tech. I think I'm more savvy with the PC that I have right now than I am Twitter, which doesn't make me look very good.
Sure. Well, I was hoping to find some information about you, but there wasn't much. So I do have some
Ask
questions
me.
to maybe open the door. So on your Twitch, the only games that I saw reference that you've played or streamed were Overwatch, Jak and Daxter, and No Man's Sky. Did you recently get No Man's Sky, or did you have it before?
So I was one of the very unlucky souls that actually pre-ordered. And not only that, but I pre-ordered 2 copies.
Wow, that's why I asked.
Yeah. Played it for like 3 days, and then
You're like, what is this shit?
yeah, basically.
Nice. Where's the multiplayer? But that being said, have you played it recently since all the changes? Is it a better game?
Unfortunately, I haven't had time yet, but I have been planning on it.
Ah.
I can't wait.
Also, what's up with the sunflowers and bears and stuff?
So, sunflowers, I actually have a tattoo of a sunflower on my leg. Sunflowers have always been a thing for me. They're, kind of an icon, I guess.
Sure.
But bears are more of a totem as well, just because, I always got teased for waking up grumpy. I'm a bear in the morning, unless I have my coffee. So,
Kane dropping the emote.
yeah, Kane. And of course, the whole mama bear thing started coming about because I get a tad bossy when people aren't taking care of themselves. And they're like,
Nice.
oh, I haven't slept in 3 days. Then go to bed now. Don't make me mom you.
Yeah. And so the dinosaur, do you actually own a dinosaur? I need details. Do you just want
No.
to own a dinosaur?
Yeah. So I am wildly crazy about dinosaurs as well. And I didn't realize quite how crazy I was about dinosaurs until my family and I went hiking in Moab last summer. And I saw, it was basically like an informational amusement park over by Moab. And I forced my entire family in like 100-degree heat to walk through this stupid, statue-ridden dinosaur amusement park with me because I was just psyched the entire time. I made my mom take all of the pictures with every single dinosaur. I loved it.
Is that the one in the desert with the giant dinosaurs that you can like go
Yes!
inside and stuff?
Yes.
Have you ever seen have you ever seen the movie The Wizard?
No.
It's a movie about a video game like savant. It's about this little kid who's like just naturally really good at video games, and there's a part where they run away from home to go to this competition, and it's across the country. So at one point they stop there in the movie. They stop there and they like. So you should check it out.
That's awesome.
It's an old like 80s movie. It's called The Wizard, and it was basically an advertisement for Super Mario Brothers 3 for the Nintendo.
That's
But it's a
awesome.
whole movie. It's called The Wizard. But yeah, there's a part where they go to the dinosaur place in the desert.
That's amazing.
So check
I'll
that
check it out.
And then let's see. How do you guys, this is actually for both of you and you can choose how. So how did you hinted at it, Frost? How do you guys know each other and how do you know
She's my mom.
Hey.
and how do you know Favor?
Frosty, you want to go first?
Oh man, I gotta really rewind to answer that. Well, hi. So when I went through my divorce, I was like really depressed, and I don't really have a family. My kids are like my only family. I don't really have any friends in real life, and I was like just so depressed, and I just really wanted somebody to talk to. And my favorite game is Outlast, so I was just hopping on Twitch looking at Outlast streams, and I found this guy, and he was like loud and alert and just like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, he's a partner, right? He had 26 followers.
Wow.
I was his 27th follower, and I've been with him ever since.
Yeah, Favor's pretty awesome, dude. And then
Outlast, fuck yeah.
And then Wildling, how about you?
So, actually, funnily, it's close to the same story as Frosty. During the last few weeks of trying to save a marriage, I had gotten so depressed that I needed some kind of human interaction, and I started getting more and more involved in Twitch, and I actually stumbled across Faves playing Dark Souls, because I can't play for shit, honestly. Like, I'll talk a big game, I really will, and I'll try and I'll laugh and I'll probably get drunk while I'm trying to play it just because I need to loosen up a lot. But
It's kind of like James. He's just bad. He's bad at video games. No, just kidding.
Oh, we'll get to the story of how I found your stream.
Damn.
Yeah, I want that story too. Anyway.
Anyways, he was one of the only streamers that I had found that genuinely cared about his chat. And the first time that I actually went on there and I started talking, he started interacting with me, and everybody was so nice to me, and I just found myself coming back and wanting more, and I got more involved in the community, and it was like a second family. It was amazing, especially since I was living in Germany at the time, so I didn't have anybody. These guys were my people. And so yeah.
Why were you in Germany?
My ex-husband is Army, so we were based over there. And so I was stuck in the house all the time without anything but the internet, which is a dangerous place. But I played a lot of games and did this.
Was that your first bounce, or?
No, we had also lived down in Texas. So we went from Colorado to Texas over to Germany. So
Wow.
first international bounce.
I thought you were like 17.
Really? I'm 25.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. She does look. You look young for your age. Yeah, and I know most girls like to hear that, right? That's a good thing.
Well, yeah, until you turn me into a tomato on stream. Thanks.
No, yeah, I dated a girl in high school who was an Army brat, and they bounced like 5-6 times. And so it's just like, I know, like, she would tell me all about, like, how hard it was. Every time you bounce. It's like, you got to make all new friends, and like, especially, she went to Germany too. And she's like, yeah, I can't speak the language. Like, how do you...
It wasn't necessarily the inability to speak the language, because honestly, I have so many German friends who know how to speak English really well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I was near Nuremberg, so we had, a lot of tourism, a lot of traffic, and then you had a lot of people who they just had been learning English from, books and everything like that, and then you'd say something, really quietly because you don't want anybody to know you're American, and they'd be like, "Oh, you speak English. Let's talk." And I'm great.
Now they want to practice.
Yeah, which was great because I am totally okay with that, and I'm a friendly person, so I'm okay with that. just in general, but it was really interesting to see how willing and enthusiastic the German people were about learning English.
Yeah. Cool. So, James.
Yes.
I guess I've never asked you how you discovered
Oh.
my stream.
You don't. I mean, I shouldn't assume that you remember.
I mean, it was Minion Masters, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
but I probably kicked your ass.
Oh no.
I'm just.
It didn't go quite like that, but no, we were playing this game Minion Masters, and it's 1v1, and I see this guy's name pop up, and it says JimmyNavio, Twitch TV, and I'm like, Twitch TV? I gotta put him in the dirt so his viewers laugh at him.
Oh.
So I did, and then I felt bad because he lost really badly. So I said, I'm gonna go check out his Twitch stream and say hi. And that was it.
Nice.
Been here ever since.
Well, I'm glad you stuck around. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, FrostAsylum and Wildling. Yeah, I met James through Twitch from apparently him kicking my ass and then showing up in my channel. And we've become pretty good friends, and one day I just asked him to be my co-host.
Aw.
Because he doesn't stream much, but he's a YouTuber as well, and he's good at games. Like, you watch his YouTube videos when he does stream from time to time. You check out his stuff; it's good stuff. Also, everyone,
My monthly stream.
everyone here needs to make sure, if you're here watching this right now, go follow Frost and Wildling and go check them out. They're fun. They're nice folks. Frost, we're going to convince him to start streaming his. Hey, Ring. Oh, why is that's? I just called him Ring. That's awesome.
Oh, you're dead.
You're dead.
My-
I have to ban you now.
My
You're
bucket
gone.
was in the wrong order. I call him Ring all the time just to troll him. Thank you, Favor, for the host. What I was gonna say is go follow Frost and Wildling. We're gonna convince Frost to start streaming his game dev.
Do it.
I would watch that because I sit on my desk all day like programming like corporate stuff. I would love to like have your stream up and watch you making games. I usually I have 3 monitors at work, so I usually have a stream up on one of my monitors. So
That's a lot of monitors.
I have my laptop screen and then 2 like 20-inch monitors on each side. So got it. That's it. And usually only one of them is called me Ring. I hosted and you called me Ring. That's right. Like I said, Mobius isn't here, so somebody's got to do it. So I think I had a couple more questions for Wildling. So oh no, this isn't a question. This is a request from both Wildling and chat. Wildling, stream more, and chat. I know there's people that watch Wildling. There is a severe drought in her clips section.
Oh, come on, you guys.
There's been some funny moments on Wildling's stream, and there are like no good clips. There's like 4 clips, and they're all just like, okay, I guess we need to start getting some good clips of Wildling, because I usually when I have guests, we'll watch a clip from their stream, and I went on Wildling's and I was like, there's clips here. They're okay, but we need some quality clips, guys. That is your homework after this podcast. Is y'all need to go watch Wildling, and just that's your mission. Your job is we're just gonna clip everything, and we're gonna get some good ones. So next time I have Wildling on, whenever that is, we're gonna have some good clips to play. So get to it, folks. And then the last thing. So when you stream, are you streaming from your PS4? Oh, I think, did we lose Wildling? We might have lost. She's frozen.
Oh yeah.
She's frozen, yeah.
Frozen.
All right,
and
we'll swing back around to that. So back to you, Mr. Frost. Let's get into this game discussion a bit.
Okay, I'm excited.
All right. So 0 game development, like very little 3D modeling, very little programming. Basically, you just like went in raw. Oh, we lost her. Let me switch scenes real quick.
Hang on, I gotta sneeze. I guess not.
All right, guys, bear with me 1 second. We got a technical difficulty. She dropped out for a sec, so I got to take care of something real quick. You can't see me. So just a second.
Hello, guys. I'm Swa Music. Nice to meet you. I make music. I do music things. Sing us a song. I can't. They're all copyrighted.
Let me fix that real quick. We got...
Fucking favor.
How do you spell asylum?
ASYLUM.
Good enough.
Yeah, it'll work. Oh shit.
All right.
Oh really? You put me.
Let me see if we can get her back on. You guys won't be able to see me for a sec. See, this is what happens.
I mean, I'm good.
This is the show behind the show. At least James's name is right.
It always is.
James, you're my rock. Is that weird?
Not really.
Let's see.
Very dependable.
Let me try and invite her again. We'll send her a new invite. In the meantime, I'll work on getting my own camera back up.
And in the meantime, here's a reading of Warcraft 3, The Purge of Strawtholm, but it takes place in a kitchen. Glad you could bake it, Uther.
Stupid.
Watch your tone with me, boy. You may be the waiter, but I'm still your superior as a chef. As if I could forgetty. Listen, Uther, there's something about the plaguette you should need. Oh no.
Nice.
Too late. These people Roni have all been infectanata. They may look al dente now, but it's a matter of time before they turn into the inedible. What? This entire citrella must be peeled. How can you even cook that? There's got to be some other way. Damn it, umami. As your future chef, I order you to broil this city. You are not my chef yet, Boyardee, nor would I obey that command if you were. Then I must consider this an act of seasoning. Seasoning? Have you sauced your mince, Arthist? Have I, Lord Umami? By my right of secession and the sovereignty of my crown of roast pork, I hereby rehydrate you from your commandard and suspenderoni your pepperoni from service.
Nice.
Arthas, you just can't. King, it's done. Those of you who have the will to taste this flan, follow me. The rest of you, get out of my kitchen. You've just tossed a terrible salad, Arthas. Jaina? I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you cook this. And scene?
And scene.
What just happened?
Magic happened. That's the.
I found it like a month ago in a Reddit comment, and I saved
it. Was pretty magical.
Yeah, it was really good.
So he has a plan to actually create like an actual dub of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna dub it over that cutscene. I just need to find the cutscene somewhere because I don't have the game. I can probably pirate it from somewhere.
All right. We'll try and call her one more time
out.
here. Just a second. But in the meantime, look what I did. I fixed myself.
Aw.
In real time, motherfuckers. And I'm going to fix this in real time.
Do it live. That's all you can do.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Oh, Favor, I know that story already, man. You can't gross me out, buddy. I watch surgery videos while eating spaghetti and meatballs, okay?
All right. So, in the meantime, hey, we got chat now. I'll try and call her again in a second. Let me see if she's trying to message me or anything. My net is being a fuck, she says. Nice. Okay, let me know when you are ready to come back.
I blame the cat.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the cat's fault. All right, so let's move ahead then. I don't want to have too much dead time, so let's go on to the game. So,
what game?
What game? So Unfused. Obviously, I'm guessing that's a reference to the spine, because of the whole situation. Now, what was it? What did you, let me see how I can frame this question. The game is obviously a tribute to Mr. Favor. It's basically a bunch of his viewers and inside jokes and people who are a part of his community. Where did you start? Like, what gave you the idea for the whole, just like the business, and
Okay, that's a pretty easy one. So Favor, he's got this little joke. He used to have a scene when he had a green screen. He had a scene where he was sitting in a conference room, and whenever somebody said something that pissed him off, he would switch over to the conference room scene and he would say, "I'm taken into the office." And he would go to the office and he would just be sitting at the conference table and be like, "You're fired, you suck, all this." And it was just so fucking funny the way he does it. He doesn't do it anymore because he doesn't use a green screen anymore, but it was just always so funny, and we were always like, sometimes I would say shit to piss him off just so he would take me to the office and give me that stern talking to, because I like a little bit of punishment. But that's where I got the idea. When we first decided to make the game, I was gonna make something kind of soulsy.
Yeah.
But that just sounded like way too complicated, enemy battles and shit like that. And I was like, nah. And then I was like, wait, what if we did something about the office? Because he's always, take him to the office. And we made this company based on his channel, and that's how that came about.
I liked it because I really loved all the rooms, like that, like an office setting is perfect because it set it up where, in fact, I think I'm going to pull up our media view here so that we can take a look. Let me find the link. I really enjoyed that, like, we were able to kind of get a peek into everyone's world through, like, each room. And, like, you reached out to me. I mean, I'm guessing you reached out to everyone who wanted to be involved, and you kind of, like, created this building, and every room was a different character from the game. And so, like, the room was completely designed around that person and their stream or their personality or their community or whatever. So let me pull up my media view here so we can take a look. This is a video that he uploaded to YouTube with chat. By the way, so you like went back and like watched the whole thing again so that you could record chat along with the stream, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, it took all night. So I didn't go to sleep till like 9 o'clock this morning. But if there's one thing you guys should learn about me, it's that I'm fucking dedicated.
That's awesome, man.
If I want to do something, I'll do it. And my net sucks, so I wanted to babysit the recording and make sure it came out okay. But yeah, let's take a look at this.
Cool. So let me shrink this down here because I want to have the timestamps up. There's a couple spots I want to look at. So there's the intro cutscene, right, Chung. And I'm not going to play the audio because there are some copyrighted songs in here. We're just going to kind of take a look at it. So that, by the way, the whole idea of the villain and how you created that account, the Ratchus account. So So for those who don't know, let me explain real quick. The day before he opened his package on his 2-year anniversary, he was streaming. So Favor was streaming, and and this dude shows up in chat. His name is Ratchus 033 or something like that. And this guy was like an asshole in Favor's chat. He was just kind of like talking shit, kind of just being annoying. And so eventually Favor was like, you know what? Ban that asshole. And come to find out, months before they had created that account, they created the Twitch account Ratchus ahead of time, and they were the community. So Frost, did you make that account?
Yeah, I made it about 2 months ago.
They made it months ahead of time so that they could troll him on purpose to get him banned. So the next day when he played the game, the villain in the game's name is Ratchus.
Oh, can I just yeah,
That's
so
beautiful.
It was so cool. It was like the whole meta, like, I don't know. It was,
well, literally all I did was I Googled synonyms for spine and that word came up. And I was like, that's our villain.
There you go. I didn't know that.
It was so fun because I was like, what could I say that would piss Favor off? Let's see. He loves wrestling. I'm going to say I love Roman Reigns. Oh, that pissed him off. Okay. What else can I say? Well, I know Favor went to film school in the New York Film Academy. Film school? What kind of loser goes to film school? Hang just a fucking minute.
No, wait. You actually, it was funny because he said film school and you were more subtle. You said film school, lol.
Film school, LOL. And
he was like, what do you mean, LOL?
No, he stopped the stream and he went full cam and he said, why'd you say film school, LOL? You know, what's your fucking problem? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like you don't have to go to school to make a movie. Like any loser could make a movie. What kind of idiot goes to school? And he was like, well, there's lighting, there's directing, there's acting, there's editing. Like there's all this shit. You don't just wake up and make a movie. And I was like, well, I just feel like, you know, any loser could make a fucking movie. And he's like, fuck this guy, ban this guy, get him out of here.
It was so good. It was like really subtle, but it was well done. Guys, give me 2 seconds. It looks like Wildling is ready to come back. So we will continue. Let me pause this video, and then we will continue. But I want to get Wildling in here. So one second, and we'll be right back.
Oh,
all right. We're all here now.
Oh, hey.
Everybody here? We're good, I think. Do you like that seamless transition?
Beautiful.
I'm getting good at this OBS stuff. So here we go.
We're all here now.
The cat's gone. Shady Hobos is mad because the cat's gone.
I'm sorry.
She had to leave the stream for the ritual sacrifice.
Never. Lord.
All right. So we are actually talking about the game now. We're watching the clip here. So there's this whole awesome intro scene, and then the next best part is about almost an hour in where I show up. That's the next best. Just kidding.
Oh, that's the best part.
So he reached out to me and he was like, hey, is there anything specific you want in the game? And I replied and I was like, well, yeah, you know, on my stream, you know, the theme of my whole stream, I got this whole bucket like inside joke thing that we do. I drink on stream from time to time. I've got this plaid background and, you know, like I wear a bucket shirt sometimes. Sometimes I wear like this hat with a NES controller on it. And he was like, say no more. And I was like, the 3 themes of my stream are probably buckets, butts, and booze. And he was like, perfect. He's like, I got it. And that was all I told him. And so he incorporated me into like almost the whole game. Because not only, so when you go and talk to me, as you will see here shortly. So here's my room. You got the plaid background. You got buckets full of booze. And then you got me with my with my bucket shirt on and the Nintendo hat. And the mission for me was that he had to deliver a new brew that I just made called Booty Bucket to like 8 other characters in the game. So like my mission kind of carried throughout the whole game. It was actually really, really cool. And those bucket models are like very similar to the original Skyrim model that I used for, you guys remember before I redid my bucket logo, I just basically ripped off the Skyrim bucket.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wait, the one that we put on everybody's head so we could steal?
Yes, that's what my original emote was the Skyrim bucket. That's why I did it. It was just kind of like a whole just little joke. And then I redrew it myself and used, because I didn't want to, eventually I was like, I don't want to deal with copyright shit. So, but Booty Bucket was the name of it. It was like an IPA, or it was like a beer that I brewed in the game. And I was like, yeah, man, everyone's want to try it. So you walk around to all the other characters and you're giving them, hey, check out, Jimmy just finished brewing up his first batch of Booty Bucket, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's delicious." So like I don't know. I was smiling the whole time. I loved it. In fact, I asked him for the assets for Booty Bucket so that we can. You guys know on my stream I have all those different like pop-ups and stuff. We're gonna have a Booty Bucket pop-up. That's gonna be the next. I'm gonna make that happen. Cause
what an honor.
Dude, Booty Bucket's awesome. Now I feel like I need to actually start brewing beer. Because I feel like Booty Bucket needs to happen for real.
Do it so you can share.
You already have the name. Just brew the beer.
I'll start a beer club and I'll mail you guys all some Booty Bucket once I make it.
I got mine for free, right? Because I invented it. I'm just saying.
Bishop Girl said she'd order some. Hey, I mean, I guess I got to do it. Can't you buy like brewing kits or something? We'll have to figure that out.
You can.
I know some other people that brew, so maybe I'll reach out to them. The guy whose couch I might crash on in San Jose for TwitchCon, he brews. So maybe I'll do a collaboration with my good friend and we'll make some booty bucket. So anyway, there's that. There's booty bucket, and then the other one that's worth mentioning, we won't go through all these timestamps, but one of my other favorite moments, because it's been talked about time and time again, is the booty shorts.
Oh God, yes, that was so much fun to do. That was the first quest I did in the game.
So for those who don't know, Lost loves games. In fact, I don't know if everyone knows this, used to be a member of DLC. He left the team because he's focusing on his, he's about to get married. He's like about to open a bookstore. He's got a lot of really crazy stuff going on in his personal life, but he's remained friends with all of us. Him and Favor are, you know, had a great relationship within the team. And they always had this on-running joke about, like, one of these days they're both going to do, like, they're going to put on, like, some booty shorts, some little jorts, and they're going to do a booty dance together. And I'm a samurai, just like, that is her dream, is that they do the ritualistic jean shorts booty dance together. And so he built that quest into the game. Favor had to go into the store. He had to find the pair of little shorts, and he had to come and talk to Lost so that they could do the booty dance together. And the animation. So I have a question for you. The dancing animations, where did you get those?
I used a website called Mixamo, which is by Adobe.
Okay.
They have a whole library full of animations, and they'll even rig a character for you. You just upload a character, and you set the points on it,
and they rig it.
It rigs it for you.
Okay.
And then they have a whole library full of animations. It's great.
Nice. Here, oh shit! I didn't mean. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Come on.
You got this.
No, I just want to skip ahead a little bit.
He's trying to get to the booty dance.
When's the actual boot? We need to get the booty dance.
Should be like right soon.
Well, yeah, because he goes through the dialogue.
Oh yeah, and plus he's like talking in between the dialogue. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Let me back it up.
Poof. No pets.
Vocalist. The website is called Mixamo. Mixamo.
So here it is, right here. I love how like you didn't even change like boop. Let me full screen this so everyone can see it. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. I like his cheeks hanging out the bottom a little bit.
Yeah, boy.
Those butt cheeks favor.
By the way, the way he walked, his butt cheeks kind of like boop, ba-doop, ba-doop.
I know.
I love that shit.
Well, when I first
look
made
at there it is. Yes. It's so seductive.
It's Favor. I mean, come on.
Look at it.
Yeah. Him dancing in the corner is my favorite, though. He's like, yeah.
So that's the booty shorts dance. So we got to move on. I can sit here and just like geek out over this forever. But I do have some specific questions before I have some questions for both of you, and then we got to move on to Sheef's beef. But for you, what would you say your biggest challenge was in the whole game creation process? Like, what was your biggest hurdle?
It was one specific quest in particular. So one of the members of our community, her name is Pink Rambo.
Yeah.
She's a cosplayer, and she makes all her own handmade cosplays. And he had to find all the different pieces of the cosplay and bring them back and put them on the mannequin. And that shit took me the entire 4 months of development. I asked her 2 times, please, for God's sake, come up with a different quest. And she said, no, I believe in you. You can do it. And I was like, God damn it. You know, but,
she said in chat, she said, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But, I mean, every quest had its own particular things I had to learn how to do it. But that particular quest, like, I was like, God, I hated that quest.
But I bet you learned a lot, though.
Yeah. You know, every quest, I had to learn something unique. And now I know everything.
You say that until the next challenge comes along.
Shut up. Why do you think I don't have any hair? I pulled it all out. That's why AAA games take forever to make. They have to schedule in all the time to pull out your hair and cry hysterically in the hallway.
So, I had one other question. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. So the bugs. Did you have a process for So like I know like you had people beta testing it. I was in the private group and stuff, and I know I unfortunately was too busy to kind of really contribute to that, but I saw the comments in there, people beta testing it, and it was like, hey, this will happen, or hey, that'll happen. How do you go about squashing bugs when you're working with something like that in the Unreal Engine?
Sometimes it's easy. It depends on what the bug is. There was some bugs that I didn't understand until like the very end, and then I was able to fix them. Some of them were just little things like, oh, I forgot to hook this node up, or I forgot to do this in a certain order, whatever. But some bugs just you don't ever figure out why they do it. There's still obviously some major bugs in there that I still don't know why they happened.
Yeah, there's two bugs in particular that showed up in the game. There's the invisible wall or the invisible door bug, which like the walls would just. By the way, oh, I wanted to ask you. So let me go back to the timestamps. The door mechanic. I've never seen that in a game. Was that something that you used from somewhere? I've never in the game, whenever you open a door, the door would open, but then the wall would fall down so you could see the whole room. I thought that was so fucking cool, and I was like, I've never seen that in a game before.
I got that. I'm sorry.
I want to see if I can find a specific example. Oh, like okay, so when you go into my room, so watch this. When he walks in, and when he goes to a room and he opens the door. Boom, the wall falls down, and then the room is revealed. I thought that was so cool, and I like even Lady Navia was like, "That's really cool." How when he goes in a room, like it just like the wall falls down, and I was like, "Yeah, I know." Like that's. I want to do it one more time.
I got that from Paper Mario.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Paper Mario. Whenever you open a door, the door opens, and then the wall falls down. And I always thought that was so cool, because it just. Like you're in the room, but you know, I don't know. I just thought it looked really cool. Paper Mario is one of my favorite games in the N64.
Yeah. So, and then later on, we'll go to 322-ish. There was a bug though and you were never able to reproduce this bug and track it down, but there was a bug where all the walls would just disappear to the rooms.
Yes, for God's sake. The doors were our biggest hurdle in the game, besides Pink Rambo.
So, yeah, right here you can see, like, he's running down the hallway, and all of the walls are just gone, or the door.
Well, honestly, that pales in comparison to the other door bug. It used to be that the doors would just pick you up and throw you across the map. Rambo has a clip on Giazzo, I think that's how you say it, of she goes to open a door, and the door just picks her up and throws her clear across the map. And yeah, we don't talk about the doors. I have a door phobia now. It's terrible.
And then there's that bug where Teeth didn't show up at all, and then he like disappeared into the roof.
Oh yeah, T. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. He's supposed to be. He's just standing there. He's covered in blood, and then your inventory sack is supposed to go out of you and into him, but he's hanging out in the ceiling, so it just went right up to the roof.
Yeah, the sack just goes. Dude, that's so cool. And so, from what I understand, Frost, you're going to be... Oh, there it was, the sack. You're going to be... You have another game that you want to work on?
Yes! Oh, my God. Okay, so, like I said before, I'm a huge fan of Outlast. And I actually came up with a game. I've been sitting on this idea for the last 5 years. This horror game that I want to make so bad. I really need more money for this game. I made Unfused on about...
Start streaming, man!
I know. I made Unfused on about $86. I made it with $86. But my next game is going to take a little bit more than that.
Dude, there's a severe lack of really good, like, there's some developer streams, but like if you started seriously streaming like your process of making games and just like all of that, like I would watch the shit out of that. Because it's something that I've always wanted. I'm a software developer, but most of my shit's just like straight up code. I'm a back-end developer, so I don't get to do all the fun stuff. So I would be totally down to watch that shit.
Well, thank you.
And like if you wanted to start a team even and like we could work together, Swa Music would love to make some music for you. Like we should do that, man.
Oh man, that's really inspiring. Like I have so many ideas. Like I have a whole script that's been written already. I just have to put it in Unreal, you know.
All right. So Wildling, before we do Sheef's Beef, I have a couple more questions for you.
Why? Well, okay, but wait. Let's just make sure. Are there any storms around?
Are there any storms around? So is weather just crazy? Is that why you're cutting out occasionally, or?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, my internet just bitches out if the thunder looks at it, much less the lightning. So.
Gotcha. So, Wildling, without doxing yourself too hard, where are you from? What do you do? Like outside of streaming, I know nothing about you. I know you have a job because we had to do this on Tuesday. But tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm from Colorado.
Ooh, my sister lives in Colorado.
Ooh.
I just went to her wedding like a month ago.
Really? In Colorado?
Yep.
And you didn't say hi?
I did. I barely knew who you were. We just recently became friends.
Well, that's true. That is true. So I'm from Colorado. I honestly lived in the same 5-mile radius for my entire life until I moved to Texas and then Germany. So, hey.
Yeah.
Right now, I am working at a glasses place, basically, which, comes with perks.
Yeah.
And ripping my hair out constantly because it's basically retail with the medical part attached. So it's retail and HIPAA. Yay!
Yay.
But yeah, I've just been trying to get my Twitch stream up and running and up to what I would like to have it be.
Sure.
Which is kind of hard when you work a retail job because they schedule you whenever they want to.
Yeah, retail's always rough when you're dealing with that stuff.
Yeah. I was working 2 jobs though earlier this year, and I'm sure that Favor and Frosty and quite a few others in the chat can actually attest to that. I was working at a bar as well. So the whole selling and persuading thing was fun and wonderful until it started bar fights and had people try to return glasses that they didn't want. So not at the same time.
No, yeah. There's like a small list of jobs that I've always wanted to do, and bartending was one of them.
It's so much fun. It really is. Honestly, I love that job, and if I could go back to that job, get the pay and the tips and actually have health benefits, I would probably do that over most things.
Yeah, I've got a bucket list of like really random ass jobs. Like I've always wanted to deliver pizzas, and I will.
List.
A bucket, yes, bucket
Why?
list, right? Bucket.
Bucket, nice.
Bucket list. For some reason, like before I die, I will be a pizza delivery man, even if I have to do it in the nights. For some reason I've just always wanted to have the experience of like showing up at someone's door with a pizza.
Well, a lot of great movies start that way.
Yeah, great movie.
Great.
There's a
adult
genre.
movies. So,
I don't have money for you, Jimmy. Can I pay you some other way?
I've actually heard of a couple of my friends have been delivery drivers, and they generally get paid in either booze or other questionable things.
Dude, let me get a hit from that bong. We're good.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to pull any punches on my stream. You can just say shit.
Easy. I know.
It's 7 o'clock on the West Coast and like 10 o'clock on the East Coast. No one gives a shit. All right. I had one other question for you, for both of you. Oh, we're gonna do our quick fire questions. So, Wildling, what is your favorite cuss word?
Fuck, obviously.
Fuck. That's a good. That's. I mean, it does. I mean, it's just solid. What about you, Frost?
Cunt.
Cunt. We have another vote for cunt. Shady Hobos in chat agrees with cunt. It's a good one. That one raises some eyebrows. I feel like fuck has lost its efficiency.
It's dumb now.
I use cunt if I'm driving and people are not moving.
Ooh, cunt is a good one in your car.
Cunt.
Yes.
I say that under my breath when a customer pisses me off. I just turn around like, fuck you, cunt.
Like, what was that?
Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
All right, and I like this question. This one's a good one to get to know you a little bit. Wildling, is there a specific sound, noise, note in a song like that, just like it's that noise that just like triggers you or transports you to a different place? Like every time you hear it, you're just like, oh, that's that noise. So for an example, one of our previous guests, his was the hum noise of a lightsaber, just that whoa, that was his noise. So is there like a noise or a note or a sound or whatever that just like transports you?
I grew up with a mom who had misophonia. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but it's the literal want to hurt people if they hear certain noises. Ooh. And so I've done, like, hers was chewing food or drinking things. So I did my best to, desensitize myself from that. However, if somebody scrapes a fork or a knife on a plate, I literally want to punch people in the face. Like, you do that, and I'm
That's
like, all right,
understandable.
like, it's really bad.
You probably should never have dinner at my house then.
I do.
You would probably punch me in the face.
I do my best to control it, and honestly, like, I've gotten a lot better. And usually if I do it to myself, I just set down the fork and the knife and I sit there for a second and I compose myself and everything's good, and I'll just go back to eating. But I don't know what it is, but it makes my teeth just like
Nice. What about you, Frost?
Well, I wouldn't say it takes me anywhere, but my absolute favorite sound is the tennis ball bouncing on a tennis court. I just love that sound.
Ooh, that's a good one. Tennis.
It's a good sound.
It's a very unique sound. I forgot, James, what was yours? I forget.
Quite remember. I think it was like in movies when they're like entering like a different plane of dimension, and then there's that gong sound, like that ringing.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And then like they go through the portal. It's like that.
Nice. I would explain mine again, but it's like it's hard to explain. It's a specific chord and a note in a song from the song "Around the World" by Daft Punk.
Oh.
There's a breakdown and a harmony, and every time I hear that, it just like blows my mind. So, curse word. All right, so this is for both of you. For Frost first. We know. I mean, I kind of know the answer now because we've already decided what your career is going to be. But the question is, what profession other than your current one, if you could just like tomorrow you snap your fingers and you're doing that thing, what would it be?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I could, I would just quit my job and just sit here and make games all day.
Game dev?
Definitely.
You're on your way, dude.
I hated it, but I loved it too. It's so rewarding.
If you're a dev, though, you'll have a team. So
now, let me tell you something else. My next game, I'm not going to do it in 4 fucking months. That shit killed me.
Take a little longer. Take your time.
I'm taking my sweet ass time on the next one. Tell you fucking what.
I would blame Favor on getting better so fast.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, but Favor said in chat he's going to start slamming tennis balls on his stream just to like get you off.
He knows all my buttons, and I love it.
Yes.
He's so dirty. So dirty.
All right, Wildling, same question. Wake up tomorrow and have your dream career. What would it be?
So, I built a gaming PC this last weekend, my first, and I didn't realize how satisfying and how just amazing it feels to be able to take the mechanical mind of me. I grew up working on cars. I grew up, taking apart electronics and everything like that. I didn't know how satisfying it would be and how stress relieving and how amazing it would be to build something like that and be able to use it afterwards and have the capabilities to basically, stream, play, do everything I want to with this box that glows and has a heartbeat. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's a good feeling.
There's somebody that I've been talking to who is planning on starting a business of building custom PCs, and he wants to have the business that you can walk in and buy parts, or you can go, hey, this is what I want my PC to do, this is how I want it to look, help me out, and we'll have different PCs in the building so you can test them out, so you can figure out what you want. We talked about it, and I can't stop thinking about it ever since. So, yeah.
So
That
I
would
know
be
that
it.
feeling.
so that could be a thing.
Yeah. That would be a thing.
That's cool. I enjoyed that. In high school, I worked at a computer. Like we bought and sold and built and repaired. It was just like a little computer store in my hometown that I worked at through high school, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Met a lot of people, built a lot of computers, squashed a lot of viruses. It's good times. I have good memories of those days. You should do it. You should pursue it.
I'm hoping so. We're
Yeah.
looking at getting the business off the ground. It'll be interesting. And, Twitch, of course, will probably be one of those advertising sites that I take advantage of a little bit.
Yeah, but you need a custom PC?
Hey!
Hey, what's up?
Want
Awesome.
something that looks like mine? Come on down.
All right, last question, and then we're probably going to move on to some Sheef's beef. We might take a short break, like a 2-minute daddy. But last question for you guys. What is something, Frost, you go first. What is something you're not very good at?
Answering questions.
If you had to be honest with yourself, what's something you're just like, you know what, I'm not very good at that?
Honestly, I know this is kind of stupid. It sounds stupid, but people kind of get the wrong impression from me a lot of times. Like I'll say something and I don't even mean anything. I'm just saying it like in my normal voice, and they think I'm yelling at them or that I'm accusing them of something. I'm like, no, I was just saying something. Like I'm sorry. Like I'll just go ahead and walk into a hole and die now. So on Twitch, it's easier for me to express myself. But man, when I'm in person, nobody gets me. They're just like, what the hell did you mean by that? What's wrong with you? Why'd you say that? I'm like, I didn't mean anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
no, that makes sense. It's communicating can be difficult for sure. I wonder if a little bit of that is your managerial side.
I'm not. Okay. Here's the thing. Can I just say this? I am not a manager. Okay.
But you are though.
My boss made me. My boss made me a manager, but when I try to make a decision, everybody else is like, no, we're going to do this instead. I'm like, okay, they don't let, I try to make decisions and they're just like, no, we're going to do this instead. I'm like, okay, I'm not a manager. I'm not a leader. I'm a follower.
But you're a manager.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like and if I could do anything, it would not be a manager.
I honestly, in my opinion, the best kind of managers are those who lead from behind.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They pull the truck with their team. Yeah,
you're not in front of them saying, "Hurry the fuck, get up here, catch up to me." Like you're back there, kind of with the people. Like that's a good manager.
Yeah, because okay, you could say, "Well, I'm the manager because I did all that already, so I don't have to do that, and I can tell you to do it." No, you're the manager because you lift up your team. I'm a lifter.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best kind of manager. So you are a manager. You need to start being nicer to yourself and admitting that you are a manager. You're just the type that's there with your people, like Loss said, in the trenches.
I just want to hug people, okay? And other
From
things.
behind?
Yes. Yeah. Call me. I'm single. Call me. Okay. Anyway.
So power bottom or?
Oh Lord.
I'm about 4 wine coolers in right now. I'll take anybody that comes at me right now.
Yeah. So.
Frosty,
Jesus
use some
Christ.
water and some food.
I'm good. I am good. I am good.
Since we breached that topic, Frost.
Let's go. Let's go.
You are gay.
Very gay.
You're in LA though.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever lived anywhere other than LA?
I actually moved here about 8 years ago. I used to live in Kansas, which is a very terrible place to live if you're gay.
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm sure in LA is pretty much just like, who cares?
You know what? It's actually not as good as you'd think.
Really?
People here are very racist. They're very sexist. It's actually not like you'd think. I met way nicer people in Kansas.
Wow.
It's weird.
That surprises me.
Mm-hmm. It really surprised me too.
Well, and I'm sure there's like pockets and communities and I don't know. But that really does surprise me.
I get called the F word all the time. If I miss somebody's order, someday I'm an F word. Everybody hates me, and I'm like, look, I don't care, like, if I take it top or bottom. That has nothing to do with the wiener I just handed you, okay? I'm just saying.
No, wow, that's surprising. So you think you've had more issues in LA than you did in Kansas?
Absolutely. It's actually really weird.
What about Twitch?
Twitch, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
Really?
Nobody. I've had maybe one. I actually looked at my ban list the other day. I've had one person who got on me about that, and I just banned him. And that, God, I've been on Twitch for 5 years. That's the only time I've ever had a problem.
All right. Well, I mean that's hopeful for the internet.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Nice. I think that was all the questions that I had for you guys. The getting to know you section. So why don't we do this? We're gonna take. Please, no one leave. Sheef's beef is coming up right after this very short break. We're gonna go hit the bucket. I'm gonna refill my drink. Take like 2 bites of my dinner that I didn't eat. And then we will be right back. So we're, if you guys just want to mute your mics, I'm going to switch over to the BRB scene, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Right when we come back, we're doing the beef. So get ready for some Sheef's beef, guys. All right, we'll be back in a few. So I just realized, Wildling, how rude of me. Lady Navio was like, hey, did you ask her that last question?
Tell her that she's my hero and I love her.
All right. What are you not good at?
Oh gosh, why did she have to ask me that question? There are a lot of things that I am not good at, but one of them is realizing that I'm wrong in the moment.
Ooh.
I will passionately defend anything and everything that I believe in until I think back on it later and I go, oh, heck. That was really fucked up.
That's the real shit.
Yeah.
That's
I struggle with that like every day.
I definitely can relate to that one. When you're all like, especially when you're all like emotional and worked up and stuff, it's just like really hard
Most
to just
definitely.
like, maybe I'm not right.
But can you admit you're wrong after the fact?
Yes. It depends on the person though. There are quite a few people in my life who I've learned that even if I try to like, hey, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. So it's one of those, if I know you are actually a reasonable person, I will go, look, I'm a jackass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm a jackass. That's how I get a lot of attention. So I'm sorry. And that's about it. And I am wrong quite a bit. So
Aren't we all though? Like we all like to think that we're all like perfect and honest and stuff, but yeah, we're human.
Nah, I'm never wrong. Call me out on it. Bam.
James is always right at all times. By the way, James, I watched your Proto-Life video. I liked it. It was good.
Oh, thank you.
For those who don't know, James has like 4 personalities. He has a YouTube channel with a completely different name. And he has lots of subscribers.
ooh.
He's like, oh, it's only like 80,000.
What?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. But when people ask me about it, I'm like, yeah, it's just 83,000. And they go, just. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, it's kind of a lot.
Good God.
Yeah. So he's eventually I'm gonna convince him to edit my my videos for me. I'm buttering him up still.
Use real butter. That's the only way to go.
Real butter. But Ring of Favor said no lube. No lube.
No, absolutely
Real
not.
butter is not lube, okay? If you use that as lube, you're doing it wrong.
It
Wait.
is a lubricant. It is a lubricant, Wildling.
That is not. I am sorry.
I don't know if your small child should be present during this conversation.
Dude, she's worse than I am.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna ask real quick before we get to. I know we keep stalling on Sheef's beef. So she came up with that quest of hers all on her own. She's like, let's have a tea party, and then next scene Favor's in a electric chair.
Dude, my daughter is so morbid. Like, I'm honestly, like, I'm scared. She was like, hey, she's really into like Five Nights at Freddy's and Doki Doki Literature Club, and she said, wouldn't it be funny? Like, we had to make a rule of like what kind of drawings she could take to school, like show and tell. Like, don't take the ones with the blood on them. Oh. Anyway, she said, wouldn't it be funny if we strapped Favor to an electric chair and asked him questions about games he's never played? I said, you're a sick fuck.
Specifically games he's never played.
Yeah, so I was like, hey guys, tell me games that Favor has never played. And his look on his face when she said, so in Minecraft, he's like, what the hell? I've never played Minecraft.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I see. We're going to the clip now.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it up here. So he like talks to... He talks to your daughter. She's sitting up on the thing, like head bobbing back and forth, like kicking her feet.
Yeah, she's over there.
She's like, let's have a tea party, and then right here, boom.
Let's have a tea party. Dude, honestly, she scares the crap out of me. I love her so much, though.
And then he gets grilled about a bunch of video games he's never played before. It was great. I loved it.
Yep. She actually gave me a lot of ideas about the game. She would say, oh, that's cool, but what if you did it like this? And I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. You know, she's really immature for 8.
Dude.
And she won't let you forget it.
My daughter, like, both of my kids, like, they have, what's it called? Mario Maker? And, like, some of the levels they've made on that shit are crazy, like, creative. Like, some of their levels, I'm just like, I can barely beat them. And they're like, they made this one level with all these different doors and like puzzles. And I'm just like, how did you're 7. Like, their minds are so creative. It's crazy.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Project Spark. It was a thing for the Xbox One. It was like a little thing you could like program your own games and had like its own coding system and stuff. And gosh, this was like 2-3 years ago, and I taught her how to use it. So she made her own racing game, and she says, "Papa, come play this racing game with me." But she programmed her person to run faster than mine. I was like, okay, so you play dirty, okay? So like, you know, I know where you sleep. I make your food. Like, I'll kick your ass.
She also knows where you sleep, though. So
that's true.
Oh, God. That's why I don't have tea parties with her.
I know.
Okay?
I was gonna say one of these days you're gonna wake up and your daughter's just gonna be standing over you with like a knife.
Yeah, I'm scared, guys. Get me out of here.
Wildling.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a kitty cat? Do you have any other animals or creatures that you care for?
I do have another cat. He lives at my mom's right now, but that's about it. That's all I have. No kids. I'm too much of a kid myself right now to actually have any.
Do you have any roommates, or do you live alone, or do you live with your parents, or?
I live with 5 other people.
Nice.
All strangers.
Yeah, all strangers. Well, actually, there's one person who I've known since 6th grade, and he's the reason why I actually live in this house. But the rest of them, I have no idea. We've met, you know, quite a few times. It's really not a let's hang out and do fun things. But, you know, me and Hank the Pigeon, actually, you'll see him pop in on my streams. You'll hear him like, hey, this is the drama that happened today at work. I'm on my lunch. You guys need to see my hands in the camera. And I'm like, Hank, like, just because my room's open doesn't mean come in.
No, I love gossip. So, like, when you're streaming, if he's got, like, get him on the mic,
he gets some...
and I want to hear it.
Get him on the show.
Yeah.
Well, so we've been
He's
talking
my next
about
guest. Let's
doing
book
touch
him.
streams. Oh, totally. I'll let him know. He was apparently in the top 10 for Bloodborne runs.
Oh, nice.
So for quite a while.
Why is it called Hank the Pigeon?
I don't know.
Does he poop on people's cars? I mean,
I have yet to see that part of him, so I'm gonna say no for now. But if I witness it, especially on one of our more drunk nights,
nice.
We live right up the street from like the entire downtown of my town, and so we just walk down there, have a few drinks, and walk back, which is great. But yeah, it's I haven't seen him poop on any cars yet. I have seen his tires slashed because he decided to get involved with somebody who was a little too crazy for him, though, and that was quite fun.
don't do that.
Don't stick your dick in crazy guys.
I almost said that. Yep.
You don't do that. Like, I even know that, and I don't have a dick. So like,
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I just have to say it. We had this little inside joke during the development of the game where suddenly, I don't know, we were just talking about the fact that Wildling might have a dick or not have a dick.
Oh, I saw that. I was actually going to ask about that. I was going through trying to find information about Wildling. That's funny you bring that up because I saw that today and I was like, explain yourself.
Honestly, I can't even remember where it came from. I think it had something to do with, like, you know, me wanting to bone Wildling, but I can't because she doesn't have a dick. And I said, I can't make this game. I said, I can't make this game unless I dream about Wildling's dick. And then Favor actually saw that after his playthrough, and he said, explain yourself. What the fuck is this shit? I don't know, I just...
That's fun. That's even funnier in context, specifically because in the game, Wildling's dinosaur and another dinosaur bone in the game.
They do the nasty.
I love that. I love that them having sex is just them dancing next to each other with their bits
Yay!
like edited out. Like that's how they fuck. It's just like they weren't even touching. They were just dancing next to each other.
I wanted to make the game as TOS compliant as I could.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I was like, well, they're just gonna do the twist, but it's got a mosaic blur, so it's funny. Like Gator P and MJ Lance both have sensors on their ding dongs, so you can't see them sitting on the toilet.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it was terrible.
I think it might be time for the Sheef's beef.
All right, let's do it. I got it ready.
So let me pull mine up here. So for those who don't know, if this is your first time watching the podcast, we have a segment here, transitioning between interviewing our guests and moving on to other topics. We have a little section here called Sheef's beef. Meshyf is a good friend of ours. Shout out if any of my mods want to shout him out in chat. Meshyf is a streamer. He's a super nice dude. He sold me my car. I know him in the real life. He used to work with my fiance, and he's hilarious. And there's lots of things that he does not like. He's an angry man sometimes, and he decides every week when we do our podcast that there's just two things that he's not happy about. We call it Sheef's beef. So he's going to give us two topics that he is particularly peeved with, that he has beef with this week. And it is our job to decide which one is the bigger beef. So watch carefully and pay attention because we're going to debate which one we think is the bigger beef. And then, according to Meshyf, there is a right answer. So
great.
So we're going to watch the first half of the video. We're going to debate it. We're going to decide which one is the bigger beef. Then we're going to watch the rest of the video, and Meshyf is going to tell us whether or not we are right or wrong.
How dare you judge me?
So this is Sheef's beef. Let me pause my background music here. So what we'll do is let me cue it up. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, go. So you'll hit play on go. So we're all watching it and reacting together. All right.
Oh God.
So you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Sheef's Beef.
What's that voice modulation?
We're down here at JTR HMVR Studio Network headquarters with your man Meshyf, bringing you the beef. We're going to take two beefs head-to-head in a ring and see which one is the beefiest.
The beefiest.
Now your man with the beef, Meshyf.
Welcome everyone to Sheef's Beef. I'm your host Meshyf. I'll be bringing you today's beef. We got two contenders going head-to-head. We're going to see which is the beefiest. Let's get started in the ring. We got adults. Adults. One of the quotations.
Oh my God.
Growing up, when I was a kid, you would look up to an adult, and you could basically grab anyone and go, Mr. and Mrs. Adult, I need some help. I need some advice. What do I do? Well, the older I get, I'm finding out those people don't exist anymore. There's a bunch of grown children running around that are half present in their own lives, that don't know what's going on, and they're so fed into their own emotions that they can't do anything rationally anymore. You have people like this lady that can't handle a couple of kids fishing off a pier that she doesn't own, to the other people that go in and yell at the managers and demand people's jobs and stuff for basic stuff, okay? And the other people that say, oh, I don't know about this, or I didn't do that, or I think it should do this. Everyone wants their way, and when you're growing up, you're told, too bad, so sad, pound sand. Well, adults nowadays aren't adults because they're going in, kicking and screaming, trying to get what they want, even if it doesn't make sense, okay? And those ones that you used to be able to go to, those people that you could find that would give you advice or help, They don't exist anymore. They're gone. Adults are now just grown children with mortgages, and we need to adult up. Okay? Let's put this together. That's why you're the first beef. Second beef. House versions of restaurants. This is going to be a little specific.
What?
But I'm sure you've encountered this. Now, what I mean is when you go to a restaurant, you order something, you're expecting one thing, and you get something else because this is their spin. This is their take. This is their special way that they do it that makes them different and bold. Well, you're not different. You're not bold. You're just wrong. I've only had this happen twice in my life, but it is the most confusing thing that I've ever seen. Went to a restaurant here locally recently, ordered a burrito with cheese. The cheese is listed as the first ingredient, number one ingredient. If I was looking at a box of cereal and it said cheese, there'd be more cheese in it than anything else. What does this restaurant do? Where is the cheese in a burrito? I'll give you a second, chat.
Side?
On top?
On top?
Did you answer it right?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it goes
on
on
the
the
side.
inside. Everyone expects the cheese on the inside because that's where it goes in a burrito. Restaurants that do their version of it are just screwing this up for everyone and creating a bunch of issues. I ordered a burrito. The first time this happened, it was the most confusing thing ever. Ordered a burrito at a diner. Where does the cheese come? On top. Who the hell puts cheese on top?
So mad
And
about
was it
cheese on
a
top
bunch of
this
cheese
burrito.
or like that wet cheese or whatever? No, it was a slice of fucking cheddar,
Oh, it was a
barely
whole
melted
slice?
onto the
It
top of the
wasn't
burrito,
grated?
and you open the
Oh,
burrito
that's
up, and what's
sad.
inside? Dry
It got
fucking
even
meat, beans,
worse.
and rice with
It
no
has to be
goddamn
melted.
cheese, sour cream, nothing.
No
Sour
sour
cream and
cream?
stuff is on the side. Why is everything that's supposed to be on the burrito on the outside of the burrito? Okay, nobody's ordering it expecting the cheese on the outside. That was an outlier for like 7 years. I haven't seen that in forever. Well, locally here recently, my brain clicked back on because a local Mexican restaurant did the same fucking thing, but instead of a slice of cheese, they did a dusting of cheese on top. And they go, "Oh,
Was it
can we put
melted?
the bean juice on it?" Excuse me?
Bean
Has
juice?
that question ever
What?
been uttered in
What
the
is
history of the
bean
world?
juice?
Who wants bean juice on their fucking burrito? Why do you want to put bean juice on my burrito? Oh, to melt the cheese. You know what does a great job of melting cheese? Putting it in the goddamn burrito. That's where it goes. Okay? Don't be putting cheese where it doesn't belong. It goes inside the burrito.
Don't be
Don't
putting
have
cheese where
your
it doesn't
version
belong.
of a recipe that everyone is expecting it to be one way. If you're going to put a flair on it, or you're going to do something different, we have those restaurants. They're called fusion restaurants, or they at least outline
Fusion.
exactly
Oh,
what their
Lord.
version of something is. Okay? If I order a steak, don't give me chicken. I'm expecting steak. Give me what I'm expecting. Don't do your take or your surprise or your twist or your spin just to make you different and stand out, because the only way you're standing out is you're pissing people off and you're ruining it for yourself. Okay? So that's our second beef. House versions.
All right. We're going to pause it at 4:53 is where I paused it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I did not expect it to go that direction.
Wow.
I was so confused.
So, Wildling, I want you to go first, actually. So, the two beefs, we have adults, or today's version of adults, and we have house versions of food. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Okay, first of all, I work retail, which means customer service. I deal with a bunch of adults that act like children when they don't get what they want.
Mhm.
So basically, generally, I just understand that I think that most adults have always acted this way. I don't know how it was back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, I'm sure there was a lot more Coke back then, but at least, at least, you know, they didn't act as shitty as the adults today. They just act like they are overgrown children. So I agree with that. However, okay, I agree with the house thing with the whole like, oh, house margaritas or house, you know, beef stroganoff or whatever, and it doesn't actually make sense. Smothered burritos are a thing. You put the cheese on the outside, especially if you have some good ass green chili. So I just, Meshyf, I want to tell you right now, if you come to Colorado, I will make sure you have a good smothered burrito that has the cheese on the inside and the outside, because that might be the right answer. Both inside and outside. Not bean juice, because fuck that. Green chili though.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is bean juice?
Comes with
That
diarrhea.
sounds disgusting.
That's what
Honestly,
they
all
called
I
me in
do-
high school.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
So which one is the bigger beef for you, Wildling? What do you think?
I think it's the adults acting like children, but that's also because I constantly just want to smack the shit out of people when they don't actually act like decent human beings. So, as for house meals, I do know that I grew up with a food service background, and I know that trying to make your stamp and trying to make your mark, sometimes you fuck around on that side, and it gets stupid. So as long as it's not giant slices of Velveeta or Kraft singles on my burritos or whatever else in my food like that, I'm okay with it.
All right. All right. FrostAsylum, what do you think?
Here's my beef. We're sitting here talking about burritos, and he pulls up a video of somebody eating tamales. Okay? That's my fucking beef.
Oh, he's calling out Meshyf. Your clip was garbage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That being said, the thing about the adults, I had an epiphany when I had my first job, okay? And that is that adults have always been shitty like that, but we just didn't realize it because we were kids, and adults are always right. I don't know. Did I just cut out?
No, you're good. We
No.
heard all that.
Okay, cool. No, it's just I had to pop up. Anyway, because you always think adults they've always been married, they've always been adults, they've always had kids, and they've always been right. And you just, okay, whatever the adult says, they're right. And then when I had my first job, I had an epiphany. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. Okay. So I think that adults have always been like that. It sucks. I had a woman at work threaten to fire me because I wouldn't take $100 bill.
Yes.
Because don't you know who I am? Because she knew a music producer. And then he wound up on the list of Hollywood molesters. And I was like, where's that lady now? Anyway, but I think that's my bigger beef is the adult fucking dumb shit child people. That's my beef. Besides the tamales, Meshyf.
The tamales.
Oh. James, you're up.
I mean, just without saying anything, the adults one is definitely the beef. But I gotta say, if I order a burrito and I ask specifically for a burrito, and they put a slice of cheese on top of it, now I'm mad. I'm gonna ask who made this piece of garbage and expects me to pay for it. I live in a Mexican household. I know what a burrito is supposed to be. So if I was Meshyf in that situation, I'd be very angry. But above that, the adults acting like children, that's my main beef.
Ooh. So I think I don't know. This is actually a hard one for me because unless a restaurant is specifically marketed themselves as a fusion restaurant, and then you try and order something, because we're talking a lot about burritos with cheese on top, but it's a much larger thing than that, where it's especially if you go to a restaurant for the first time and you order something and they bring out something that's completely different because it's their way of doing it. I could see where his frustration lies with that big time, because I go out to eat a lot. My family, we can never afford it, but for whatever reason, my family loved going to restaurants growing up. I actually talked to Lady Navio about this recently. She didn't go to restaurants a lot growing up, but I did. And there were times, even the kids menu, where you'd order something and they'd bring it out and it's this isn't what I fucking ordered. And it's oh no, this is even something as simple as macaroni and cheese. They gotta fuck it up or do some crazy spin on it. If you're gonna do that, you need to put that in the description, or you need to say, hey, this is a fusion restaurant or whatever. There needs to be some way of clarifying that if I order X, if I order X, I want X. So I definitely sense the frustration there. However, the adulting one, I think it's been exposed so much more now because of social media, because of smartphones. Who was I listening to the other day? For those of you who know, I mod in the Your Mom's House podcast. and their last episode, they were talking about. They played a clip, and some dude, it was like a worker, and he was talking to another guy, and they were like walking or standing in the blue zone, like the handicap zone. And this lady walks up, already recording. She has her phone out, and she's like, "This is a handicap zone. You need to move." And just like starts yelling at them. And they're like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever." And then they kind of ignore her. And like the hosts of the show, they were pointing out the fact that like she was already recording on her phone before she even walked up to them. Like, and that's the thing is like, it's not like she was like having a conversation with them and it escalated and she pulled her phone out. She pulled her phone out and hit record, pointed it at him, walked up, and then started the conversation. That's the fucking problem. Like when people are already like you relying on their like at that point, it's no longer like she already knew that she was going to have a confrontation. She planned to have a confrontation. It's not like she walked up to them and was like, "Hey guys, this is a handicap zone. Can we move it over a little bit?" Like she already started recording on her phone and walked up and yelled at these guys. And that's where, for me personally, that's the bigger problem, is that like they feel like they have this tool, this ammunition, this weapon where I'm going to point my phone at you and expose you. I'm going to confront you, and we're going to fucking fight about the stupidest shit. Before smartphones, that probably would have been resolved fairly reasonably. But like the reason adults are such assholes now is because everybody's got a smartphone in their pocket. And you're either swiping through Instagram or you're recording someone being an asshole. And like for me personally, that's why we see it more than we used to. Like adults have always been adults or child versions of adults. Nobody knows. We're all pretending. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. I they don't teach you how to balance a checkbook in high school. They don't teach you how to raise a kid. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. We're all a bunch of kids pretending to be adults. But the second you hand everyone a device where they can record and expose everyone else, it's everyone else's fault. Look what he did. Look what she did. Like that's the problem. Is like no one's just having private conversations anymore. So for me, yes, I think adult versions of children is the bigger beef. I think we're all in agreement that is the bigger beef.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I ranted there for a minute, but social media really pisses me off when it comes to adulting. That's why I never talk about my kids. That's why I don't post pictures of my kids online. I don't use them as karma. I don't use them for upvotes or whatever. Like I respect my kids' privacy because they don't know what the internet is. Like I don't want my kids to turn 16 and be like, "Hey, you posted my entire life on the internet." Like they deserve privacy, and I should respect that because I like social media is dangerous if not used properly. And I think that's the bigger problem with adults is they're just like posting every picture and every confrontation and every conversation, and like I think social media is a bigger problem personally, but it's fueling this adulting problem. Does that make sense? I know that's weird, but
it's a culture of victimhood.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, I don't pull out my phone every time somebody calls me the F word. I just go, okay, whatever. Like, you want to have your whatever. I got shit to do.
Well, I think it's also a generational issue because you have the people who grew up while technology and social media was becoming a thing, and then you have us who we grew up where social media was, you know, it was reaching maturity. It was something that we just knew we were going to have to accept, where the adults ahead of us are more like, oh gosh, I have this new attention engine and now I get to use it and I just want more attention because I'm addicted to it. Where we're just like, okay, yeah, cool, my friends are on here, I get to talk to you, that's cool, talk to you later, bye, because we know how to moderate it.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I think those who grew up with it understand how it works.
Most definitely. We also understand the impacts though because we're watching other people a lot more.
Ooh,
we're like the younger siblings.
That's such a good transition to our next topic.
Uh-oh.
baby.
By the way, Wildling, you are a little bit quiet still, so I don't know if you can
Ew.
push your microphone closer to your face or something.
Just eat it.
Just,
Nom nom nom.
yeah. So I'm at. So I think, are we all in agreement that
Adult babies.
adult babies is the bigger beef? The
Yeah.
whole restaurant thing is annoying, but I don't
It's such
think
a minor issue.
I don't think it's a legitimate. I think the bigger beef is definitely adult babies and their cell phones.
Where were we? Did you say 53?
I'm at 453.
Okay, cool.
453.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll do 1, 2, 3, go, and then we'll play. Okay. You ready?
Roger.
Yep.
Oh, let me switch back to media view. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Jimmy, James, chat, FrostAsylum. I want to know what you guys think is the biggest beef today. We got 2 big heavy hitters, and we'll see who comes out on top when we come back. But first, I want to hear from you guys. Give it to me. Thank you, everyone, for your input. I'm really, really happy you guys could give the answers. Jimmy, I'm going to make a prediction that you got this one wrong. I don't know why. I just think you're going to be wrong this week because it's house
No,
versions.
you're
They
wrong,
are
Machine.
the
No,
biggest
no, no,
beef
no, no.
of the week.
No,
And
no,
now,
no,
why
no, no.
house
It's
versions?
like Meshyf. You
What
sell
is
cars
your
to people.
reasoning?
I know.
Well, you have expectations when you go out. You spend hard-earned money, and it's not cheap. It's actually getting more expensive
He said, "God."
every single year. A house version without any warning or any asterisk on the menu is a problem because they're going to send the food out, and they're going to think, that's how we do it. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. And you're going to get it, and you're going to go, fuck. What is this mess? All right? And then you got to make a choice. Do you send the food back and go, hey, I expected the cheese on the inside, you idiots? Or do you just take it?
Send it back.
Well, you can't send it back. Cardinal sin, right? Then what happens? You give a poor tip.
I got a word about
because
this.
I wanted a burrito built like a burrito. Then the server misses out. The restaurant misses out because there ain't no way I'm coming back and ordering a burrito from a Mexican restaurant that puts cheese on top and melts the cheese with bean juice. That's why
Bean
this
juice.
is
Hashtag
the
bean
beef
juice.
of the week. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. See you next week for the next 2 beefs.
I can see where Meshyf comes from.
I have a word
But
about
at the
this.
same time, he sells cars to adults.
No.
I have to say something about that. Meshyf, when you see the waiter coming with your food in this house restaurant, do you have your phone out? Are you recording?
Yeah, exactly.
Meshyf? That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, do you have your phone out recording when the waiter comes? And okay, guys, we're going to open this burrito. I'm sorry to Tamale. I'm so sorry.
Meshyf, I want you to start a YouTube channel where you record your food experiences and you open up your burritos and you analyze the cheese.
Stream it.
Do it.
Lady Navio calling out Meshyf. He said he gets hung up on the most particular stuff. That's why Sheef's beef is so fun, though. You never know.
It is.
Like
And I
there,
think
one
legit-
week the beefs were fireworks and illegal fireworks.
Oh, that was a good one.
Really?
You know, I lost part of my beard doing illegal fireworks, so I have a beef about that. But anyway.
It was a good beef. We all got it wrong. He played us.
No. I refuse to accept that.
Our
That's
opinions
my
are
beef.
wrong, Jimmy.
I mean, we're wrong according to Meshyf. Sometimes I choose based on what I think he's going to pick. I'm really surprised that he chose house versions as the bigger beef. Like you said, he's a car salesman. How the fuck, like, don't people just piss you off? Like, how many adults do you deal with that are like, yeah, but I want it in red with the sunroof. And then you're like, well, we're going to have to, like, custom order that. It's going to cost more. And they're like, no, well, can't you just, like, blah, blah, blah. I want it for $3,000 less, plus I want full coverage on all of it. What do you mean 3% interest? Come on, Meshyf, you know better.
Yeah, I get a feeling that Meshyf goes to like that. Meshyf gets this house food thing pretty often for him to be that heated about it. Because
I think he's going to the wrong restaurants.
Also, that if the Mexican place is like, we're gonna melt the cheese with the bean juice, don't go to that Mexican place.
Yeah, maybe stop going there.
He said people are fucking idiots. Burritos are supposed to be my happy place. So this is really about people making burritos wrong. Like, he's been very specific this whole time about, he didn't bring up any other foods at all during this whole conversation. This whole conversation has been about 2 restaurants making your burritos wrong, and you can't let it go.
I've never had burritos made wrong, and I've eaten Mexican food over in Europe. Like, they still didn't use bean juice, so I'm just saying you might be going to the wrong places.
Meshyf, you should change your Twitch name to Bean Juice. That's your new persona.
I think Meshyf needs to open a burrito place.
Yeah.
And not use bean juice.
No, he should call it Bean Juice and then not serve bean juice.
Oh God, because that all just sounds like diarrhea.
Man, I hit the bucket and it was just bean juice.
Oh.
Well, I'm straight now.
Jake Jackson. Come on, Frosty. Let me show you my bean juice collection.
Good God. Good Lord.
Oh Lord.
All right. Well, Sheef's beef. I think you're wrong. I think Meshyf, we've unanimously decided that you are wrong.
Yep.
So
we still adore you. You're just wrong.
I mean, you're a good person, I guess, but you're wrong.
But is the beef inside of Meshyf or is it on top?
Ooh, baby.
That's true. Where do you sprinkle the beef? Where does the beef go? All right. So, are we ready to dive into some gnarly stuff?
Oh boy, let's get serious. Let's be adults now.
Why? We'd have to pull out of our smartphones.
I mean, we don't have to be adults, but we can still talk about it. So everybody is probably aware, if you're if you're even like remotely involved with online drama or streaming or Twitch or YouTube or just fucking the rumor mill or whatever, something happened this week, this past week. Mr. most famous Twitch streamer of all times, Sir Ninja of Fortnite's, made a statement, and it was quite a statement. And it apparently the entire internet decided that that they have opinions about this statement. So for those who don't know, Ninja, if you don't know who Ninja is, fucking go Google Ninja Fortnite. Ninja made a statement recently saying that he has never and will never squad up or play video games on stream with females. And so we can pull up the article here. Let's just go on over. So Mr. Now his hair is like, I don't even know, is that a color? I don't even know what color that is. His hair, it used to be purple or pink. Now it's kind of an orangish, like fuchsia.
That's prison. That's just prison.
Prison?
It's prison.
Prison.
Is prison a color?
It is now. Fuck, look at that guy.
I feel like that's more of like a sunset color, you know.
It's grapefruit. I'm gonna call it grapefruit.
Oh no! Don't say the word grapefruit.
Oh. The grapefruit technique.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
So, Mr. Ninja said that Ninja explains his choice to not stream with female gamers. We're not going to go through the whole article, but essentially, Ninja hates women.
Pretty much. That's the only way it could have went.
No, I mean it's a very interesting topic of discussion, and basically what he says is that he will not play games with girls because of the fact that like he completely wants to avoid any chance of any rumors or any like whatever whatsoever, because he is married, and because Twitch has a fairly, especially because he's an all ages streamer.
And he's a Fortnite streamer, which also includes quite an interesting crowd.
Wildling, why don't you speak up first on this topic? I'm curious. We have a female presence, so I want her opinion.
I've been chomping on the bit on this one.
Good, let's go. Let's get controversial.
I'm of two minds here. And I had a very hard time trying not to be too harsh on it. But so first of all, if a guy says he doesn't want to stream with a girl or anything like that, I automatically go, okay, cool, your loss, bye. But that's also because I grew up in a generation where being a female and trying to get into dude things, mechanics, right, video games, you know, shooting, all of those things, I can do all of those things just as well, if not better, as most guys. Like that's how I am. And I've worked to be better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
However, the, you know, boys club mentality is absolute shit, especially when it comes to video games. I mean, this is something that is supposed to be opening up. I want to be able to have a generation, you know, of little LOL-asylums coming through and just fucking annihilating all of these little boys who are like, girls can't play video games, it's only for boys, or, you know, dinosaurs are only for boys, or cars, or whatever. However, I think that at the same time, he is doing what he thinks is right for his marriage. And that is something with, I know that with divorces, you know, both Jimmy and Frosty can possibly understand, is the whole, I will literally do anything to make this work. If that means that I can't talk to certain people, or if that means that I can't, you know, make something happen like this, like, I will do this just to see if that is the problem. And perhaps, you know, not to speak anything into this guy's future, but maybe that's something that's going to help him, or maybe that's something that's, you know, going to at least help his peace of mind. It won't help his public profile at all, because we're a lot of very progressive people, but if it helps his actual home life, then that's what needs to happen.
Yeah. All right.
So,
I mean, seemed fairly reasonable to me. What do you think, Frost?
Well, you know, I think it would be a lot worse if it was the other way. He's not avoiding women because they suck at games. He's not avoiding women because of whatever reason. He's avoiding them because he knows how the internet is. I brought up in the Discord, it was last year or the year before at E3, a girl disappeared for like 24 hours or something like that.
yeah.
And people lit up into her saying she's a whore, she's over there getting dicked by some guy. People were analyzing images that she took on her phone. Oh, this is a hotel, this is this. She just wanted to she was gambling. She just wanted to get away and gamble. Okay. Maybe she did cheat. That's none of her fucking business. And the truth of it is, none of that's our business, but that's how the internet is. When they see something, you give them just a tiny little speck, and they'll put a magnifying glass up to it and a microscope, and they'll say, you were getting dicked in the alley by that dude. Like,
yep.
You know.
But why don't they do that to men? It takes a lot for them to do that to men. And I'm going to say that now as a female gamer, as a female in general. Like, I do watch a lot of what I post on social media, but that's also because my family is very judgmental. So I do my best to keep any of my random life events to Twitch or Discord, and I still do my best to curate that as well. And I want to know, like, why don't they do that to men? Why wouldn't that be a problem if some dude just disappeared for a little bit at E3?
Well, here's the thing, though. And I think that's a very good point, Wildling. I think that if a dude did disappear at E3, people would also assume that he was cheating. But they would also probably take his side, which, you're right, is totally wrong.
It's a bunch of bullshit. And I think that's something that we all need to be aware of, honestly.
It is. That's a good point, and I totally didn't even think about that. That if it was... Okay, now... This is a little bit different because it actually did turn into a big thing. When people, I'm sorry, I'm taking this. When people, there was a video where Dr. Disrespect was talking to a woman. That actually turned into something. But imagine how if it hadn't have been anything, it would have become something. But do you see what I'm saying?
Become something, though. That's the thing, is until it was confirmed he was not at fault. And even when it was confirmed, I'm pretty sure that she was attacked for it and he wasn't for a very long time.
Yeah, I
That's
get
the thing.
that.
It's like, if, look, you know how I am in streams. I am a very flirtatious, just a very open person.
That's
And
how our whole group is. We just flirt with
Exactly.
each other.
But I only act that way in our group because I know that it is a safer place. I know that if somebody starts going like being nasty to me or any of the females, that any one of you will jump on them and be like, no, fuck you, fuck off, get the fuck out. Where
It's happened before.
yes, I know, and I've watched that, and that's one of the reasons why I feel safe being myself in this community, is because I don't have to worry about that as much. I don't think that there are very many females on streams or in games or what have you. Like, people ask me why I don't post on YouTube. There's
Huh.
a very big reason why I don't post my game streams on YouTube, and it's because I'm a female gamer. I don't even want to deal with those comments. I don't want to deal with that audience. I would rather just deal with Twitch, have mods who can live ban them, and be good. That's it.
Who was it? Was it you, Jimmy, or was it James? One of you posted a clip in the Discord of somebody sharing their
XQC.
opinion. Uh-huh.
Oh, XQC.
Yeah. Yeah, where he was basically where he talked about the ninja thing, where he's like, imagine if I duo queued with any of the Mercy mains that are on Twitch, because he pretty much grew up with alongside Twitch, and was like, this is how you guys would act if I did that, and this is why Ninja doesn't want to deal with that.
Show us your tits, show us your toes, show us your butthole, eat her ass, do this, do that. Are you gonna fuck her? Are you sleeping with her? Are you gonna marry her? Can you see all this? Because but
especially when like Ninja's community is a lot bigger, and we all know who the largest majority of that community is.
Right.
It's like that 13 to 18-year-old boys.
So, I wanted to make sure you guys all had to say what you had to say. I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here, because that's what I like to do. Because I'm the host, and fuck you guys. No, not fuck women. It's it's actually the opposite. So I talked to Lady Navio about this, and here's what I think. Sure, I understand what he's doing, but what he's doing is also the easy way to deal with this.
Yep.
I think because of how big he is, and because of the amount of influence he has, and the tens of thousands of people that probably watch his stream, I think what I would love to see him do, because he's more worried, honestly, what he's doing, he's more worried about himself than anyone else. He's more worried about his brand. He's more worried about rumors. He's more worried about his fucking audience talking shit. He has an opportunity here to teach a generation of younger people that it's not okay to assume shit. I don't have to worry about this because my channel is I don't start streaming until 6 p.m. at night. Everyone who watches my stream, I'm an 18+ stream, and I tell everyone who comes in here, if you're not at least 18, leave. Specifically because we talk about adult things, we talk about mature things, and we're adults here. Lady Navio and I have participated in Luck Charm streams. I chat with I'm a Samurai all the time. I know how to deal with women as adults. And Ninja has an opportunity here to teach a lot of younger kids, who gives a shit if it's a man or a woman. It's a person, and you should respect them. And that, to me, the message should be, stop spreading these rumors. Stop doing what you're doing. He might lose viewers because of it, but I think the more important thing is that these fucking people need to be taught that this is not okay. Like, he's more worried about all the fucking 12-year-olds he has on his stream spreading rumors. Well, you cultivated your community. So, like, now's an opportunity. Now's a teaching lesson, rather than saying, I'm not going to touch women because they might spread rumors and I might lose viewers. But, like, he's in a position of influence.
That's a great point that I didn't think of.
That is true. And that's something that I feel, honestly, like, this is one of those, if you want a better future, you raise better children. So if we have this opportunity with social media and with Twitch, like, I think that treating women better, treating other people better, other people of different standpoints or, persuasions. I feel like if you do that as a more influential streamer, then you would be doing the harder thing, but it would be better.
I mean, it's the harder thing, but in my opinion, it's the right thing.
Well,
Yeah.
and like you said, his demographic is a bunch of like preteen boys, so that now would be the great time to do that. And you're right, I didn't think about that. That is the easy way out. And part of me wants to say, well, he's putting his marriage first. But you're right. If he has, I don't know how many. I don't watch Ninja. I'm assuming millions of people under his wing. Then that would be a good time to say, hey, like, just don't spread rumors. Don't be a dick.
Well, and because I don't know if you read the whole article, but towards the end of the article, it wasn't his wife. It wasn't his wife that said, I don't want you streaming with females.
No, it was him.
It was him. He was the one that was like, I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to fucking deal with it. He made the choice. It was not a conscious like group marriage or whatever decision. He was like, nah, I don't want to touch it. It's not worth the fucking effort. It's not worth the time. I just don't want to. I want to avoid the controversy altogether. I'm not going to stream with girls because I don't want the rumors.
Does anybody know how old Ninja is though? That's a
He's like
question.
20s, I think.
So he's mid 20s, early 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something that I've noticed psychologically. So my major was had to do with psychology and human behavior, was the fact that a lot of younger men, instead of trying to do the right thing in terms of society, they did the right thing in terms of for themselves and for the short term, which meant that if they were fighting about the dishes, right, with their significant other, they would go and buy paper plates instead, because if there are no dishes to fight about, then there's no fight, right? Instead of worrying about...
But that doesn't solve the problem.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't address the problem at all, but what it does is it eliminates that problem in their mind, where in anybody else's mind who may be older or whatever, or in a different position, they will see it as an avoidance.
I'm totally guilty of that too.
Yeah, no, and I think we're on the same page there, Wildling. That's my argument, is that like his choice does not address the bigger issue.
No, it doesn't. But that's also because he's not thinking about the bigger issue. He's thinking about his marriage. He's thinking about what's going to eliminate any possible coming problem with his 1-year-old marriage, which
I don't even it's partially about his marriage, but it's also about the $500,000 a month he makes.
Oh yeah, and it's also about how much effort he would have to put into it.
Yeah.
Honest. That's a lot of effort. If he actually wanted to use his influence and better the world, then that would be so much more effort than just gaming and streaming Fortnite, which that wasn't a total, like, that wasn't a burn that I really meant to set out, but yeah.
So I guess another question is it his job? Yeah, I mean, he's just a Fortnite streamer. Is it his responsibility to influence the youth of America?
Is it the job of any celebrity who has the money and say-so in society to actually try and put forth a positive attitude and a positive message?
Right.
You have the power, why don't you use it? And if you have the power and you don't use it and you abuse that spot just for the power and money making for yourself, does that mean that you're a bad person, or does that mean that you are just a neutral person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say that with the celebrity comparison, because people are talking about that too. It's like the same thing happens to celebrities, but Ninja doesn't have to react to it the same way. Like what Jimmy said, he can address the issue, because it's like what people said, like how I said, well, he has a younger audience and that's the problem. But why does that have to be the problem? He can address it, like Jimmy was saying, and work to fix the problem.
He doesn't even have to do it very loudly. He can subtly do it. He doesn't have to be one of those, hey, this is a problem, let me fix it. It's more of a, all right, so now I'm going to treat somebody well. Like, I know a lot of grown men who treat women badly. And then I know a lot of grown men who I know treat women well because they treat their moms well, they treat their daughters well, they treat, their female pets well. I know that. And you can tell, you know that in your gut when you meet a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Ninja, stop hating women. I'm just kidding. I just play. No, I personally think like we have to get to a place where it's okay. Like, you know, and maybe part of it is a reflection of his relationship, but if the end of the article wasn't there, if the part where his wife was like, no, it's cool, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it, that's the part that's like a red flag for me, because it'd be one thing if his wife was like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you streaming with these, you know, these girls, these Twitch streamers or whatever, you know, title you want to call them, you know, booby streamers or like whatever, like. If his wife actually was outspoken and said, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that, that'd be one thing. But, like, he's making the conscious choice not to do it. And that's what's kind of, like, weird for me. Because, like, I'm comfortable enough with my relationship and with my place and with, like, you know, I'm fucking 34 years old. And, you know, like I said, I'm on a stream team with females, you know, like for those who know the luck charm, I'm a samurai, you know, I talk to them in Discord like almost every day. We coordinate events. We're talking about like who's streaming when, like charity events, TwitchCon, like coordinating like hotel rooms and hey, we should meet up. Like, and Lady Navio has never been like, what do you mean you're going to meet up with the luck charm? Like, it's because we're adults and we have a normal, healthy relationship with each other and we trust each other. You know, like exactly. It's never even crossed our minds of like that stuff isn't even something we think about. So the fact that he is thinking about that stuff is kind of like, what is?
Sounds like your relationship is unhealthy.
I don't know. It
kind of sounds like he's hiding something.
Maybe I don't want to speculate. I don't want to get into the speculation game. But the fact that he's so, like distancing himself so much from it is either he just is lazy and doesn't want to deal with it, or something.
Perhaps there's something. Yeah. We'll see. Here's the thing: is like, in the past relationship that I had to deal with the other person accusing me of sleeping with people from Twitch and Discord, actually, which really made me laugh. People who I'd never met in person. Frosty, you were one of them. Favor, you too.
You wish, honey.
Jimmy, I used to watch you, you know, before I went to bed. And that was not a good thing. That wasn't okay. And honestly, if I had ever said, hey, I can't talk to any men on Twitch or Discord or whatever, it would have been more or less just to make sure there wasn't a fight.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So it may be on him, it may be on her, who cares? It's just one of those, if it is on that side, then possibly it is an unhealthy thing. But that's not it's not our decision. It's not something that we can actually Faves, no.
But we actually sleep together.
Wow.
See, this is exactly so. Okay, perfect example.
Favor's part of the problem.
Ring of Favor is a happily married man with a gorgeous wife, and
I'm pissed.
And he can joke about that, and we can all laugh because we're friends and we're adults.
And you know what? If his wife was here, she would laugh too because she knows it's not true.
Exactly.
Well, and my okay, so
usually the first person to accuse someone of lying or infidelity is the one doing it.
Projection.
Right. Actually
they project their own minds on others. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Wildling.
No, that's exactly what it is you have somebody who accuses you of cheating or whatever, and it turns out it's most likely them.
They're the ones actually doing it.
Yeah, because I think for the most part, Ninja saw what was happening to other Fortnite streamers.
Oh, like Dr. Disrespect? Didn't he say he would never stream with Dr. Disrespect because of his infidelity or whatever?
I think so, yeah. But I think he looked at other people, like what happened between Myth and Pokimane, and he was like, I don't want to deal with that. But like that approach is like too heavy-handed. He could have instead was like, I'm going to stream with a different person every week like this to help set an example. Well, instead he did that.
Well, yeah, because doesn't he have his own events where didn't he have like a tournament? Wasn't that Ninja that had like that little mini tournament in Vegas where it was like an invitational where he competed, and it was all dudes. Like, how is that fair? I don't.
Well, I
don't know.
mean, it's just as fair as the Overwatch League not having very many females on their teams. None on their female teams.
I don't know. There's a lot of Koreans on those American teams as well.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
true. No, there's a lot of controversy around those, and that's actually why I don't watch Overwatch League, even though that's one of my games. But, like, I mean, I think that it's a more deep-rooted problem than we're kind of touching on, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not a, oh, poor me, I'm a woman in the gaming world. It's more of a, look here. We have a possibility of making things better for everybody and making it so that it is an inclusive society and something that we can all enjoy and make it so that there's always somebody on to play with. You know, it shouldn't be a problem.
Right. Well, and I think that's more true online than it is with like, because, you know, we can't, it would be dishonest to ignore the physical differences between men and women, right? So like, you know, for football or UFC or like fucking, you know, NBA, men are taller, they're muscularly built different. That, you know, there's a reason you have male and female categories for those types of things.
This is news to me.
But on the
What?
I'm 5'4".
Frosty, I am taller than you. I'm sorry, dear.
I'm built like the Stay Puffed Man.
I'm just saying statistically, but when
Yes,
when
on
it comes to Twitch or video games or whatever, it's really like an equal playing field. It's like literally whether or not you're good at a game is how many hours you play it. Like
Exactly.
there's no physical limitations.
Yeah, like there's small stuff like reaction times, but you just get better.
That's
Yep.
not a gender
Like that
thing.
doesn't hold you back.
It's literally just repetition and practice. It literally is only the ability to put the time into it. And that's one of the reasons why I've always loved video games versus, you know, football and softball and whatever else. Like, I played those games. I was an athlete in high school. And no, I didn't compete with the boys, but that's also because I am 6 foot tall and like 120 pounds, and I would probably break if I got hit. So,
Are you 6 feet tall?
yes, I am.
What?
Damn, girl.
I would never have guessed that.
It's like when me and Jimmy were discussing our heights, and we both found out we're 6 feet tall.
Yeah, we're both 6'2". He thought I was like Frost is so short.
I'm fucking done.
Like James was like, dude, I thought you were like 5'8".
Yeah,
Just because I have a big head, so he thought for some reason. That's hilarious.
no,
No,
it's
but
like when I saw the picture of you from the different angle, I was like, that's Jimmy's body? What? Why is it so long?
yeah. So hey, I agree. I think it's kind of a hard stance. I think it's a little extreme. I don't think he needs to come out and make a stance saying I'm never gonna play games with girls. Like Twitch is the cool thing about Twitch is it's like, you know, everything is represented. There's men, women, transgender, you know, gay, straight, whatever, and it's a fairly accepting and open place for the most part, unless you get into like the small nooks and crannies. But like I don't know. For him to just come out and be like, I'm not gonna play games with girls. Like it just in today's, especially after everything that's happened recently, it just seems like why? I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm of the opinion that when you're big like that, you will preemptively say something just to put the cork in any rumors that might start. Like, oh, well, you know, I'm starting to think Ninja's gay. No, I don't play games with women because I'm a blah, 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 blah. You know, like maybe there weren't any rumors about him, but he's just saying, just in case there is a rumor about this, I'm going to go ahead and make a statement about it.
There's a difference between locking the door of your house because you think that there are people casing your house and locking the door because you just want to feel safe. And I don't feel like anybody was casing him before, but I do feel like
I don't know the guy, so I don't know.
No, I don't either. And honestly, I wouldn't watch him, but that's also because I don't watch Fortnite.
Virgins.
Plus, their chats are always so boring.
And fast. I hate fast chats.
I know, me too. If I want to have a conversation with people, I'm an old school chat room person where I used to go on AOL chats and be like, hey, yeah, that's me. That's why, you know, I'm on.
Add me on ICQ.
Ooh, baby.
ICQ, wow.
I'm gonna
Which makes
nod
it
and
cute.
pretend I know what that is.
Aww.
I feel
I
old
know
now.
AOL. I don't know
No.
that.
Welcome.
Wow.
You've got mail.
AOL Instant Messenger. You know what my old screen name was on AOL Instant Messenger on AIM? My screen name was Drummer X Punk.
X.
All the X's.
My AOL name was made by my mother.
That's cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was great. It was a play on my old childhood nickname.
Thanks,
Ava.
Mom.
It was Sunflower Dinosaur.
No, it was actually Bear. It was Bear
Oh.
1610.
And it's stuck.
And it stuck.
Awesome.
I mean, that's the thing though, going back is yeah, he may be preemptive, but he's doing it a little hard.
Crappily.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
crappily. Especially in today's society, we're a lot more open-minded, we're a lot more progressive, and we are definitely working towards a better future rather than just going, this is the shits, this is how it's gonna go, sorry about that, you fucking suck, goodbye. kind of
Well,
thing.
the other thing about help me out here, guys. Real celebrities, like like movie stars and stuff, they probably have like an agent, and they can say, "I have this feeling," and their agents can say, "Don't do that. Don't say that. The public's gonna hate you." This
Right.
guy, he doesn't have anybody like that. He just goes,
Maybe.
"Guys, I hate women," and he doesn't have anybody that he can run that by and be like, "Don't say that." Like the public.
See, I wonder, so maybe that's something to consider is when you get that big on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, maybe these people need to hire
Get a lawyer.
agents or publicists or something. Maybe he has someone that tells him,
Well,
coaches him, but
Didn't XQC also have some controversy
Oh yeah, he
earlier
did.
this year?
Yeah, that's why he was banned from the Owl.
Yeah.
It was because he said, what was it? It wasn't a racial slur. He said a
No.
gay slur to a different
It was a gay
player. But he said not because he was gay, just because that's what he would have said anyway. And then he
Right.
came out and apologized and did all of that because he was good friends with the guy anyway. But
Except,
the Owl, the publicist, oh, sorry for cutting you off,
no, go.
was
I'm sorry, that's my bad.
basically said all of that and said, we don't want the Owl to be like this, so we're banning you from the league for X amount of time, and hasn't gone back.
However, you're also forgetting the fact that not only was he threatened with banning, he did the same thing in his stream after he was threatened and just in suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even to that friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
I don't know.
made a homophobic slur. You mean?
Yes. He also, I believe there was a racist slur involved as well, but I can't remember quite as much. I think it was either January or February that it happened.
Classy.
Yeah, very classy.
There's been a lot of times where I've been in Twitch streams and they say homophobic slurs. Like, they don't mean it like, I hate gay people. They mean it, in the stupid way. And even though I know they're probably like teenagers and they don't mean it like that, it's still, I just, suddenly just lose all respect for them.
Well, I mean, that's the same as if anybody goes off on
That's just
another
my
streamer
thing.
and going, you're a fucking cunt or you're a bitch or whatever it is. I'm like, nope, you don't treat girls right. I'm out. Bye. And that's why also, like, that was the whole funny thing about, Wildling having a dick in Discord was I play it very carefully to the point of most people don't know if I'm a girl or a dude until they see me. Because I make a lot of sexual innuendos. I pretend like I'm one of the guys. I play like one of the guys. Like,
Yeah.
I don't show that I'm a female until I actually have to. And that's protection.
sure. That makes sense.
And you know what else, Wildling? If I had made that joke and you had told me that it made you uncomfortable, I would have stopped.
Oh, I know. And it didn't make me uncomfortable. It made me laugh. Because I know it's you.
But that's the difference between
That's the
adults,
difference.
though,
That is the
like,
difference.
Adults.
And I think that, again, that's the bigger lesson that could be taught here is like, hey, it's okay until it's not. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, part of comedy is pushing the envelope. Like, that's part of the whole, like, how far can I take this? What's the give and take? Where's the joke at? But the second someone says, hey, that's not okay, you need to stop, you need to stop. And that's part of the problem is that younger culture, they don't understand that. They don't understand that, like, hey, we made this joke, and he said, hey, you need to stop. And they're like, oh, we got him riled up. Let's keep going. Like, it's the whole troll mentality of, like, oh, we found that line, and we're just going to shit all over it. Like, that's the difference between, like, I think that's, like, for me, that's the distinct difference between a fucking child and an adult. Is an adult has enough respect to say, oh, I crossed that line, okay, cool, I'm sorry, let's change the subject, or let's not do that anymore. Whereas, like, a fucking 15-year-old asshole who played Call of Duty for 6 years, and then Fortnite came out and he decided that's the cool new game, and as soon as he's like, oh, I found that line, all right, time to fuck with this asshole, like, that's the difference. And I think that's the lesson that should be taught, is like, no, that's not okay. Like, you need to know when playing is one thing, rumors are one thing, but there's a line, and we should all kind of learn to respect that.
Well, it's almost like taking the news with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Especially for older adults, where they go, hey, I saw this thing online. This is exactly the written word, and that's how it is, kind of thing. You can't...
Well, you're not allowed to lie on the internet.
No, not at all. Especially not in Wikipedia when you have a paper due.
Oh, that's so funny to me. I'm sorry.
But you have to understand that, like, our generation, while we're being brought up by a generation who thinks everything that they see online is true, we have the ability to go, hey, that's not okay, that's not true, and this is how we want to have it be.
Right.
And I think we all have a tendency to either get stuck in the rut of being victimized or being hyper vigilant or whatever, but I also think we also get stuck in the role of thinking everything is true.
Right.
So somebody who goes, hey, James and Jimmy are dating.
Yes.
Oh
that
my
wasn't
God.
going public yet, Wildling.
I mean, we were gonna announce it next month, but
I already have all of the fanfic written out and everything like that. Like, damn, it's super sexy. But you have people who will believe that, and now that it's been said, people are gonna believe that.
Dude, our babies will be so hot.
Oh, baby. But
I get exactly what you're saying.
Mhm.
People jump on stuff without context and without, like, actually, like, taking a sec to say, wait, is there a chance this might not be true? There's no research, there's no reflection. It's just like, bam, someone said something, I'm going to jump on it.
Well, it's just like when people ask questions on Facebook, like, hey, how do you guys stop the dryer from buzzing? Instead of going to Google and doing your research, they go and ask a bunch of people who are a bunch of dumbasses anyways. Like, they're probably going to say, like, go kick the dryer. Oh my God, it's going to blow up, instead of just going to Google.
Microwave your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. Microwave your cell phone. Put, what is it? What was that in the windshield wiper fluid that they told people to put in? Oh my God, what was that? I think it was just water. But I can't remember. For the winter, if you only put water in your windshield wipers, it won't cause your windshields to freeze or something like that.
It's gonna be frosty.
Yeah. Or the bologna will make your wax last longer on your car, even though it eats the paint.
Yeah. It's the blind leading the blind. No one fact checks anything. It's just everyone.
Go look up.
Well, these are the same people who they don't believe any, okay, I'm not advocating for anybody on either side here, but these are the same people who they don't believe anything the government says. They believe in flat earth. They believe in, anti-vaccines, but somebody says something on the internet, it's fucking true.
Because they're experts, obviously, because they know how to get online.
Because you can Google your side, your opinion, and there's an echo chamber of people reinforcing it.
Well, that's why there are a lot of topics, especially in the political world and the religious world, that get so inflamed, is because you have the echo chamber.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you have all of the people there.
Well, how did we get over here again?
No, it's good.
We're talking about how Ninja hates women.
Yeah. No, it's just
Ninja hates women.
It's just because we got off. Right? Tangents are good because we got off track and we're talking about how people basically just like, the second someone starts a rumor, everyone just jumps on it and takes it as fact, and then it just it spreads rather than people taking the problem is there's no the moderate individual is like frowned upon. You either are on one extreme or the other of whatever the issue is, whether it's political, whether it's some issue on Twitch, whether it's, you know, some Twitter debate, whatever it is. People just feel like if you don't take one side, then you're the enemy. And the moderate voice, I think, is missing from society, and that's what we need more of. We need more people who are willing to sit in the middle and look at both sides and kind of play devil's advocate and ask those hard questions on both sides and be like, well, where's the truth? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Like, on a lot of this shit, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but people don't like being in the middle because it's not an absolute that they can take home and hold on to and fall asleep at night. Like, They like their you know, they need a solid yes or no on everything so that they can feel good about themselves. And no one wants to sit in the middle and be like, okay, maybe. Like, the gray area doesn't exist anymore. And that's why our society is so fucked up, is because it's like you're either over here or you're over here. There's nothing like I want to chill in the middle and debate people. Like, that's fun to me. I like this podcast is
I'm in the middle on a lot of things.
Well, that's why I did this podcast. Like, I love sitting in the middle. Like, I'm a moderate. On some issues, I'm probably a lot more conservative. On some issues, I'm a lot more, you know, liberal. But I don't identify with any specific anything, because the conversation is what's more interesting to me. Like what answers haven't been, like, you know. There's all these questions, and we've got these answers over here, we got these answers over here, but what about all the shit that no one's like thought about? There's probably a third answer or a fifth answer or 20 answers to that question that people aren't talking about. Like, let's put it all together and see what we come up with, and it's that isn't happening, and I would like to see more of that happen. Like, you know,
Jimmy, come on.
What?
No, that would make sense.
Seriously, like, that's like this conversation that we're having. We have
that would make too much sense.
We have all these different opinions, but we're all being reasonable adults and hashing it out and having the conversation.
No, we can only use 10% of our brains at a time. Obviously, since we're only, you know.
That Bishop girl said bottom is fun too.
Both is good.
But anyway, I don't know. So even with this, even like to close it all out, I think this whole ninja thing, maybe the answer's somewhere in the middle. You know, maybe he doesn't hate women. Maybe he's protecting his marriage. Maybe he's just playing it safe, or it's probably a little bit of each. But I think there is probably an opportunity. There's a teaching opportunity here. Like, maybe he could come out and say, yeah, like, I don't do it, but I hope to someday be able to do it. I hope that this culture improves to the point where I don't have to worry about fucking rumors and all that shit. Like, I don't know. I think there's more to be said. And I think this article is probably leaning one way. So, you know, we shouldn't base too much of our conversation off of one article on fucking polygon.com. But I think it's a good conversation to have. And I think, like, this opens a door for us to say, yeah, he doesn't do it, and I understand why, but is that okay? Maybe there's more we could do to make this a better culture, a better society.
Why not just use him and his actions as inspiration to become those people that do the things that we're talking about?
What's that phrase? Be the change you want to see?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's like, if you want to be a better manager or a better leader or a better streamer or whatever, you do those things. You don't go and say, hey, you know, Jimmy, you should just be a better streamer in general. Or you don't go to Frosty and be like, you know what, honestly, if you had done this for the game, it would have been so much better. No, you go out and you make something better. And then you go, hey, this is what I was talking about. It's awesome. You know, it's not
that right there.
Anything could be anything better than Unfused, by the way, Frosty. It was just an example that I could use in context.
I swear to God, if you say the word door right now.
Oh.
No, okay, you know how earlier I said, you know, I'm more of a lifter type. I'm not really a stream. I mean, okay, I'm gonna stream, guys. Okay, for God's sake. Earlier I said I'm not really the streamer type. I'm more of a lifting up type.
You're a cheerleader.
Because I like to. I can't really do it for favor because he likes to do all of his own art and stuff, but I like to go into streams and get to know people, and I say, you know, I think your badges would make better emotes. I think you need to change this emote to that emote, or I think this overlay needs to move over here. And they'll say, that's a fucking great idea. And then they start getting more viewers. You know, I watched a guy, he streamed to dead air for 2 years, and then I changed his overlays. Now he's a partner. And yeah, you know, but like, good for him, you know. That's just how I am. I like to, you know, like help people. I should be like a consultant. Hire me, for fuck's sake. Somebody hire me.
You want to edit my videos?
I'm just saying.
Actually, Kaigoro might kill you.
Honestly, dude. Honestly, like I would love to do that.
All right, Frost. We're gonna talk later.
Oh baby.
Whoa, whoa. Hang on. I need to get a pillow. I need to get a pillow to cover myself up right now.
Actually, we're not allowed to talk.
No, I'll just let it
I'm
swing around.
engaged,
I'm sorry.
so we can't be friends.
Oh man, you just got made the girl in that situation. Sorry, man.
We're already fraternizing too much. There's rumors.
I don't talk
There's
to straight
rumors,
guys.
Frost.
The flirtation.
You don't
is
talk
too
to
much.
straight guys. You don't want the rumors.
I don't talk to
spread
straight
that,
guys, so I don't want people to think I'm straight.
Oh,
All right.
really now?
So, are there any other thoughts? I think we've beat that topic to death. I'm glad we had that conversation. I liked that. That was great. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again because I don't even remember half the stuff I said. But
Me too.
So I want to bring up another.
Wow, Rambo.
I want to move on because there's a topic that Frost specifically said he wanted to talk about, and it's this this.
Oh, blame me.
this news blurb that Meshyf posted in our little group chat. Apparently, there was an airline employee that stole a plane and then crashed it. It's like a crazy ass story. So there's a little clip. I'm gonna play it, and then we don't need to talk about it much. But I just thought it was. I don't know. I kind of want to get your guys' opinion on it.
We begin this morning with a one man's apparent suicide mission that caused tension in skies over Seattle for more than an hour Friday night. Authorities say an employee of Horizon Air, a regional carrier owned by Alaska Airlines, stole an empty turboprop plane from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport before crashing it on Ketron Island in Puget Sound, southwest of Seattle. Amateur video shows the plane being followed by F-15 fighter jets before the crash. CBS News transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve is in our Washington bureau with the latest. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. The FBI says this does not appear to be an act of terror. Instead, authorities say the 29-year-old Horizon Air ground service agent was suicidal when he stole the plane. It was not in service. It was parked in a maintenance area last night. Investigators believe the crash occurred because the man who appeared to lack flying skills was trying to do stunts.
All right, Jimmy. When you outline a barrel in a plane, that's a barrel roll.
Twin-engine
When you
Horizon
just
Airlines
do
plane
this,
does what appears to
that's
be
an
a mid-air
aileron.
barrel
See,
roll
Jimmy only knows about
before dropping
buckets.
down
Yes!
perilously above the waterline off the coast
And when
of
you
Seattle,
plummet,
Washington.
that's a bucket roll.
What the hell is this guy doing?
Or
Your mom's a bucket roll.
Goes sideways and goes almost like perpendicular to the ground.
Talked with him. It'd be
We're gonna skip through this. So
jets were
Got a few screws loose, I guess.
got a
pair
few
of
screws
F-15
loose.
fighter jets were
He was
scrambled from a
talking
base in
about how
Portland,
he
Oregon,
knows
and
that
intercepted
people
the
love him, but he's
Q400
just a broken guy
turboprop
and he
within
must have a
minutes.
few screws
It
loose
could be
because
seen
he's
from the
trying to commit
ground
suicide.
trailing the stolen plane.
So there was a
the-
fighter jet
Base
following him.
Defense Command says the
There were
fighter
a
jets
couple
did
of
not
things that
fire
were
on the
scrambled
stolen
just
plane.
because they didn't
Flights
know
out of
if he was
SeaTac
a,
Airport were temporarily
a terror
grounded
threat or
after
not.
the unauthorized takeoff.
It's just fair.
The
Sorry, I got
FBI
really
will
into
lead
this
the
because it's
investigation
planes,
for now. Tony?
and I love planes.
Chris, you mentioned the
Yeah, I
plane was in a
remember the first thing I
maintenance
saw of
position
this
at the time it
was
took off.
like
How was this individual able to get control of the plane?
A
and
rogue
get it
plane
on
was in the
runway?
air, and they
Well,
shot
we
it
know
down
he
with
worked
F-16s,
on
and I
the
was like,
ground
wait,
for
what?
Horizon.
They didn't
And
shoot
then
it down though.
Yeah, but that's the first thing I heard, which made me think, I don't think that's quite right.
You know how many adults online would have ever seen that and thought the same thing though?
Oh yeah, I bet at
Oh,
least
yeah, I shot the plane.
70% of the people
Wildling,
were like,
they're saying they can't hear you very well. The video was playing too, so that was probably part of it. But
Oh, scheisse.
just yell for the rest of the podcast. I'm just kidding. Dude, this is crazy. Like, how hard do you think it is to steal a plane. I guess if you're a pilot.
Mechanic bay, then you should be good to go. Just roll it on out.
He was
go.
a mechanic.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So he had access to all that stuff. I didn't actually like look into this story as much as you guys did. I'm sorry. So you're filling me in here. The host was a bad host. I know. I'm sorry. But I appreciate.
You're too busy going to my vlogs.
I had to research you guys.
You're welcome.
How'd that go, Jimmy?
Wildling, you're an enigma. But we learned the details. So I'm gonna start my own Twitter with your name. I'm gonna start a Wildling011 Twitter account and post all the details about you. I'm gonna pretend to be you on Twitter.
And I'm gonna go through and be the devil's advocate on some completely unrelated name.
Sounds good. So did the guy die?
I think so. They showed video of the plane debris, and there was fire, and there were trees smoldering. I don't think that guy lived.
That's crazy.
If he did, he'd probably wanted to die after that because it would hurt.
Well, yeah, I think in chat they were saying it was a suicide thing. Like he wanted, that was his goal.
That was his goal, and I think he completed his goal, which is.
Did he hurt anyone else?
No, nobody else got hurt.
They said that the island was very sparsely populated and nobody was hurt.
Okay.
Other than him.
Can I just say how crazy it is?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
He hurt the airline.
How crazy it is?
No, you cut out, so I couldn't tell if you're.
No, go for it.
That you could wake up one day and do something you never thought you would do.
Like fly a plane?
Into a fucking field and kill yourself? Like you just snap one day and then you're just like, I'm gonna steal a plane. Here we go. Like, that's sad.
Except his friends and family. Good point, Ring. He probably hurt people who cared about him.
Yeah. Well, he.
Yes. Well, I mean, yes. That's. But he didn't kill anybody else.
No, he didn't, and that's a good thing. However, it's a lot to be said about being aware of where your loved ones are in a mental state, though, as well. He talks about his loved ones, and he talks about how he's a broken guy and has a couple of screws loose, and yet he doesn't talk about being reached out to or anything like that. Maybe he didn't say anything about it, and I do have a couple of people who took that way out of life without letting anybody know there was something wrong. So I understand not knowing and not being aware, but at the same time, if you think you have a couple of screws loose and you mention them, generally that means you've probably talked to them about it at some point. Psychologically, at least.
I think we're still in a place where if you tell somebody that you have mental problems, you're seeking attention, or that you're making it up, or things like that. People say, oh, I don't want to hear about it. I don't have time to hear about that. I don't want to hear it. Just don't talk about that.
You're saying society's at a place where like a lot of people just don't want to deal with it?
Yeah, like you could tell somebody, like, I'm so depressed, this and that. And they'd say, look, man, just snap out of it. Just be happier.
Go to the gym, asshole.
Wow, thanks. I'm cured.
Yeah, that's a problem. I agree.
I agree and I disagree, because I also know that there are extremes in society. Now in society, where I am today versus where I was with the military community, like if I told anybody in the military, like, I am so fucking depressed, I can't even get out of bed. Versus now, I would get, oh, well, you're just understimulated, over emotional, and you need to get over things. Versus, hey, have you thought about taking vitamin D? Have you thought about
opening a window?
Or not even that. It's, trying to change where you are in life. If you need anything, I'm here. Where with the military community, I literally was told that I was the crazy person. And I was in an abusive environment. And that was the thing. It's like, I don't think that today's society is necessarily against mental health. I think that there are quite a few people in society that are against, mental health situations. But as a whole, now, and being out of the darker side of things, it's a lot easier to get help.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely better than it used to be. You know, because there's the whole it's generational, I think, a little bit too. You know, like my parents' generation is like more along the lines of what Frosty was talking about, as far as just like, oh, you know, snap out of it, go outside and play with your friends. You know, just like it's kind of shrugged off or written off as like, you know, that it's not a legitimate, like, mental health in general is just kind of like, because it's not something physical that manifests itself. Like, you break your leg, it's like, oh yeah, you need to go to the doctor. But
Right.
you know, if you're bipolar, like, there's no physical evidence of that, other than like, for other people, all they see is you just getting really mad every once in a while. Like, stop being a dick, you know? Oh, are you PMSing? You know, like, you can't, without proper diagnosis or without like awareness and education, it's not something that's as apparent, and so a lot of people just write it off.
Well, not only that, but with society who actually misdiagnoses a lot of people, like with bipolar, it's not being just mad or whatever. It's literally having high heights of mania and low low places of depression. Like, that is bipolar. That is manic depression. That's what's been redefined in the what is it? Oh my gosh. It's basically what psychology uses as their Bible.
Right.
DSM-IV.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, as we learn more and have become more aware of mental problems, we obviously, you know, put more information out there, just like with space or with the ocean or science, anything like that. Psychology for brain chemistry, we have now become a lot more compassionate because we're getting more information and we're becoming more open-minded. Yeah, we're in the beginning stages, and yeah, we're still a society that will call somebody who is mad one second and happy the next bipolar, or, you know, somebody who's having a bad day is PMSing. Like, that's society. That's just how we're raised. Versus being aware of, you know, depression being something where you can't go and shower because you just don't have the strength, kind of thing. It's awareness.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be not just mental health, but on a lot of the stuff we've talked about tonight, I think a lot of it is just awareness. A lot of
it's and leading by example.
A lot of it's just awareness and being willing to have those conversations.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too is like, some people can see it, but they don't know how to help. So
or
the easier thing or they don't have the energy. So the easier thing for them to do is say, well, maybe it's not that. Maybe you're just doing this. Even though in the back of their mind, they're like, maybe this person is depressed, but I'm not sure like how I can help them with this, or if I have the time or the energy to do this. Because I remember in college, I had a good friend, and she seemed like she was really chill and like a pretty good friend of mine. And I remember one time she came to my room crying, and like she was like letting out all these feelings, and I was like, wow, I don't know how to deal with this situation. So I was just like, nodding my head, like trying to make her feel better, but I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And I was like, but she came to me, so she sees me as like a person of strength. So I'm like, I have to at least act like I know like how to like be compassionate and help with this issue. When in my mind, I'm like, it'd be a lot easier if I like dumped her outside my dorm room.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, because you want to help, but you don't want to give bad advice, or you don't want to pretend to know what you're talking about. But maybe
sometimes you just don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I've been there.
But
like,
I think it's okay to say that. I think honesty a lot of times is the best policy. You know, when someone comes to you with those types of emotions or with those types of problems, and you're just, sometimes they just need someone to hear it. It's not even necessarily about fixing it. A lot of times it's just like they need to let it out, and it's okay for you to say, you know what, I don't know, like, this is a lot for me. I don't know what to say. but I want to be there for you, like whatever I can do to help. Like, and I think in a lot of those situations that can be helpful, because like you don't necessarily need to know what to say or what to do, but just being there.
Well, to be honest, I think that's actually more helpful, because when you have a problem and people just tell you like solutions like, gosh, wish I'd thought of that, you know, like, thanks. Like, you know, that actually makes it worse. You know, like I have problems in my life right now that I literally can't fix. Like I just have to wait until certain options are available until I can fix them. There's just nothing I can do right now. And if I need to vent about that, you know, then I just have to. It's like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Gosh, wish I'd thought of that. You know, like, I know you can't fix my problems. Just fucking listen to what I have to say, you know?
Yeah. I think a lot of guys do that too, where, because I know my girlfriend, she'd come to me like similar to that. And I'm like, here's a solution. And she's like, I don't want a solution. I want to vent. And I'm like,
yeah, I think there's something instinctual about that though, and there's like whole books a bit. Like I read a lot of self-help books. Like if you've ever read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or any of those like male female type, it's instinctual for dudes they're fixers, and so like a lot of times women just want to like have someone to be there as a sounding board, and a guy's like, well, you could do this, or you could do that, or you could do this, or you could do this, or have you tried this? And it's just like, no, that should just fucking shut up and just listen for a minute. And yeah, like Meshyf said, that's a really, really hard lesson to learn. And it's something that probably for a lot of people takes, you know, I'm well into my 30s and I'm just now figuring that shit out.
It's also along the lines of everybody having a certain skill set.
Right.
Everybody has different tools in their belt. We have all come across different life events or whatever that have sharpened our skills to a degree. And if we're listeners, or if we're advice givers, or anything like that, bye, Frosty. If we have those skills, then, you know, utilize them. But if you don't, or you don't have the emotional capacity or anything like that, then you just tell the person like, hey, I'm here for you in whatever capacity that I have. Like anything that I can give to you, I will. However, that's all I have. And that's, if not more human and more touching than trying to fix everything. It is. It's just compassion. It's having that compassion for another person. If you have the honesty, that's compassion. If you have the skills, that's still compassion.
That makes sense. That's a good point. One thing my dad used to joke about, but like I've actually learned that it's a valuable tool. He framed it in more of a male-female way, but like it's true for most conversations. He said if you ever get in like a heated debate or conversation or argument or whatever with your girlfriend or your wife or your, you know, fiance or whatever, and she you know, she rants or whatever, say she like, you know, blah 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 blah, this, that, and that, and then instinctually what a man wants to do is like, as soon as she's done talking, okay, it's my turn to talk. And he said, count to 10. As soon as she's done talking, as soon as she's said her last thing that she wants to say or whatever in the argument, before you say anything, count to 10 and wait.
Heard of that.
And guarantee that she hasn't actually said what she wants to say. And it takes that pause for the truth to come out. Because like, oh, you didn't fucking take out the trash, the dishes, there's dishes in the sink, blah blah blah, and then boom, you stop, and immediately your response is, well, you know, I was, you know, out doing this, or like the dishes, blah blah blah. You want to defend yourself, you want to solve the problem. But if you wait, a lot of times after that silence, the truth comes out, where I just don't feel loved. You know, like the truth comes out after that waiting period, where you just stop and you say, okay, I'm not going to fix this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait until all of it's out. And because guaranteed most of the time, not all of it's out. And most people are really bad listeners. And as soon when someone's talking, everyone else is like, it's instinctual, and it's hard to get out of the habit of like, oh, he's talking. Oh, okay, I'm gonna reply to that. Like, you're already formulating your response before the person's done talking, and you're not even really listening. And that's where like the skill of taking the time and pausing and just waiting until all of it comes out, and like the real truth will eventually come out if you're able to do that. And then you can solve the real problems rather than just like defending yourself or jumping to conclusions.
That was very well put.
Mm-hmm.
You just filled the silence, Frost. You didn't wait 10 seconds.
But I didn't fix anything, did I?
Because that happens
Well,
a
now I
lot
don't
in
feel
movies,
loved.
too. Where that's like the main like reason for like an unhappy thing in a movie, where they're like, well, this, and then the guy's just like, well, there's a lot going on at work and I can't explain. It's like, if you take the time to explain what's going on, you could probably work out that issue, and then this entire movie is irrelevant.
Right, but that's in any movie. It's not even just like the whole like, oh, she was saying this the entire time. It's scary movies. It's
all movies.
It's all movies. That's action movies. Oh, hey, so this so and so, totally not a big deal, but he's doing this over in whatever Pigeon, and it turns out that's the villain. That's
But I thought How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was I thought that was a true story.
Well, yeah, because he let the love fern die. Okay. And she wasn't allowed to name him Princess Sophia.
Not him. His dick.
Okay, his dick. But still, Princess Sophia, pretty regal sounding, right? I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
It's royal. It's royalty.
It is royalty.
Mine's a little Jimmy.
I mean, it's better than what I got my name for my dick.
Oh my lord. Okay.
It's Frederick.
Guys.
Slim Jim. Sorry, you probably get that like all the time, right?
Is it actually a thing that you name your dick?
No.
I'm sorry. I really have to know. Like, is this really a thing? If you have a dick, do you name it?
So the only be like, so for me personally, this is what I'll say. The reason you come up with like funny or silly pet names or whatever is because for whatever reason, the actual words for it feel really weird to say.
Penis.
Like, especially with my significant other, saying the word penis or dick or cock or any of those words, like when I'm talking to Lady Navio, those words just feel weird. So like for me, it's usually like, yeah, like little Jimmy or Willie or whatever. Like, just because like in conversation, it doesn't like, penis is the weirdest word to say. Like yeah, I like the phrase "touch my penis" is like the weirdest phrase to say, and it just feels so weird
Just
to say.
shake little Jimmy's hand.
Or like even worse is like vagina. It's just like such a weird word to
Too many
like
syllables.
Yeah, 3 syllables. Nobody's got time
Clitoris.
for that.
I'm sorry, but something that I've learned through my adult life is if you have chemistry, right, and whatever else, it's not necessarily awkward to talk about those things. You just kind of find that rhythm. So if little Jimmy is your rhythm, then you go for it, boy.
It's not even necessarily like that. I can't. We can say those words around each other, and it's different when it's in the moment. Like if you're in the heat of the shit, all bets are off. Like you'll say whatever, but
exactly.
But like in just like whatever random conversations when it comes up, it's just like blah 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 penis, and it's just like
lick my scrotum.
Well, so
what the fuck?
If you're talking about it just like in general, like, hey, something happened to my dick or whatever, that's a thing, or like, hey, vagina hurts kind of thing, that's different versus going, hey, baby, let's do these things. I can't even talk about this on podcast.
Yes! Talk about it.
So
we're going to make you blush.
Boys, no, don't make me blush, please, for the love of
Quick fire question.
What?
Sorry.
No? Oh, yeah, you chickened out. Good job. But anyways, so, but what I have noticed is if you do actually have a chemistry with the person and you find that rhythm and the swing of This is a lot easier to say like stuff.
Yeah, like
Yup.
go
ahead, Jay. No, it's all you,
I
buddy.
was gonna say, like with me and my girlfriend, she said that whenever I'm about to say something sexual, she says I do a voice, and I don't realize I'm doing it because instead of saying something, no, not like that. It's like she said it's kind of sarcastic because instead of saying penis, I use a euphemism, but I also use that voice in normal language. So sometimes she'll be like, I can't tell if what you're telling me is a euphemism for something or if you're trying to just tell me something.
But that's the best part about it.
Oh yeah, it's great. Like I won't realize I'm doing it, but she'll get really confused. Like I remember I said, "Oh, did you want to meet my one-eyed snake?" And she hadn't heard of that before. And she was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Wait, you really haven't heard of that phrase?"
My purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Oh, I've never heard that. I love it.
I've never heard that one. That sounds horrible.
What movie is it where he
Purple
lists
Jimmy?
off like 30 in a row? It's like in a classroom.
You know what I like? I like meat wallets, beef curtain.
What is that? You're describing female bits, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I enjoy them. I'm just saying I like the words.
Wait, isn't that like isn't there a Key and Peele skit where they go through and they do like sexual innuendos, ABCs?
That sounds familiar.
Sounds like
a
fun.
Key and Peele skit.
It's actually a really good skit, I think, if I'm thinking of the right thing.
You know one of the best ones that will make anyone cringe.
I'm scared.
He's
I'm
laughing
terrified.
already just thinking of
And like especially like it's a negative one. This is not something you would use endearingly.
Hey, Mom.
I heard it in high school, and I just ever since then.
Stop with the build up. Just do it.
No, I heard I heard two guys talking or whatever, and it was like, shit was like burnt bologna.
That's so mean.
Burnt bologna.
I-
You need to go to the doctor, man.
Just like the visual image, like the texture, the smell, the color, just.
Oh, well, that's just like the whole like if that bitch smells like fish, you ditch the bitch or whatever. Like,
Burnt bologna is the best and the worst.
ooh,
You're welcome. All of you go for it.
Well, I'm gay again.
take it back.
I'm gay again. Beef and cheddar is our
Wow.
Bella Band.
Well,
Meshyf's beef.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Oh shit.
So wait, do we ingest Meshyf's
So,
beef? Or do we just-
Wildling, you know Bella Bandit is Meshyf's wife.
Hi,
Oh,
Meshyf's
great.
wife.
That's why the beef and cheddar
cute.
comment was
Beef and cheddar?
particularly funny because that's Meshyf's beef's better half.
oh, there's got to be a better word.
Well, yeah, I've heard the whole like that was like an Arby's meltdown there, but
What?
I literally just try not to.
That one's worse.
Yeah.
I love where this conversation is. No, but I mean, I don't even know how we got on this topic, but yes, for whatever reason, like I could talk about like fucking
Giggle
beef and cheddar and you know, all these fun words, but just like for whatever reason saying penis and vagina just feels weird.
Clitoris.
If you're talking about it in a sexy way, like, oh, I'm gonna put my P in your V or whatever. like, that's
no.
okay. No.
Now you got to pronounce all of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my
penis
penis.
Maybe if it was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, maybe I could do it. Maybe if it was Arnold
The
Schwarzenegger.
vagina.
Generally, in everyday conversation, our go-to is bits.
It's
Yeah, because it's like it's pretty innocent. It's fair. Like even if you're in public, like it's not too big of a deal. Be like, I don't know. Bits is just kind of like it's.
Do you cheer with those bits?
Not those kind of bits.
Are they Craiggasm bits or like PogChamp bits?
Yes, exactly.
Omega Lol bits. I don't know.
Oh my lord. I don't know. I mean, for me, a lot of the time, I just.
Someone just dropped 2 bits.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, boy.
Nice. Thanks for the 2 bits launcher.
Oh, so they're triangle bits. Okay.
Oh, they're triangle bits. Those sound pointy.
If you got triangle bits, you should probably see a doctor.
I think Madonna had triangle bits.
Triangle tits or triangle bits?
I thought that was an umbrella term.
No, bits is mostly for the downstairs.
That's the downstairs part.
It's or as old Greg would say, the downstairs mix-up.
Do you love me?
You ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
It's from a boot.
Then what's with this hook, Mavaleka? Anyway, we have digressed into a fun and silly place.
Welcome to Download.
YOLO.
Man, there were so many other topics, but it's been 3 hours, and this has been a blast.
It's only been 3 hours?
It's been 3 hours already.
Yep. I have only noticed because it is hot as hell in here.
Oh, really?
Yep. You all can't see it, but you can. No, I'm not going to ruin the stream. I'm not going to be the one responsoble for ruining the stream. I'm the guest.
Fan right here. Right there.
I have a fan on too, but I also have a sound gate on my mic. But whatever, you know. Wow, Coder Facts, you came in and that was your opening.
Like we talked about this a few minutes ago.
Came out of the lurk for that.
I know. For that.
This is the culture we're trying to fix.
Coder, don't say that about your mother.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mama Bear will have none of that. Anyway,
and that's why I'm in this community, by the way, right there. Boom. Thank you, boys.
Welcome, Coder Facts. Hopefully you have something more to contribute than how hot Wildling is.
She's also pretty damn smart.
That's true.
She can fix cars.
Tall.
I don't know shit about cars.
She has a mechanical mind, we have learned this evening. Coder Facts has eyes, confirmed. Nice. So yeah, I think this might be a good place to call it. We've had a great discussion tonight. At this point, we're kind of just rambling about dicks and vaginas and clitorises. I like going out on that. I think
burnt baloney.
We should probably end.
No, why would you do that?
We need to end every stream. I think the closing topic for every stream from now on is going to be pet names for genitalia.
I need to come up with one for mine.
Say something interesting about each other. We've been here for 3 hours, Coder Facts. You're just getting here. Wildlings, what was your sound? Your sound was...
Oh, I can already hear it in my head.
Forks
fork scraping. That's right. Fork scraping on a plate. Yes.
Or teeth.
Okay, but what about a good sound?
A good sound? Okay, so a good sound for me. It's really kind of obscure because I don't know if anybody lives over in Colorado or not, or where.
Born there.
So there's this sound where if there's a fresh snowfall at night, right? The sky is clear and starry, and it's just this deafening, cozy silence, and it's so peaceful. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but like, it's one of those. It literally will bring your soul to peace, and it's crisp, and it's not even that cold. It's just perfect.
Okay, but what is a French snowfall? You just said French snowfall.
Fresh.
Okay, I'm sitting here.
Fresh snowfall.
Like the baguettes are falling nice.
Han, titty croissants.
You said it. I was like, look, I'm not trying to judge you right now, but like, I was born in Colorado. I lived there for 13 years, and I was like, what the fuck is a French?
I knew I loved you, Frosty.
Yeah, boy. Girl.
Yeah, boy.
Mom. Mom.
A French snowfall is where the sky sweats and everyone makes out with each other.
Oh, baby.
My
Isn't that
people.
Nice rainfall.
Are there mimes? Is that why it's so silent?
No, yeah, no. Wildling had it. A French snowfall is just rain. The clouds just sweat.
Tasty.
Story behind each username. Coderfax is coming in here like demanding details.
I know.
Dude, these are actually, that's, I'm sorry, but.
We'll close on that. I'm not going to go into details. There's actually a VOD. There's an origin of JimmyNavio VOD, but essentially it came down to I was at a high school college party. A drunk dude walked up to me and thought I was his long lost friend that he hadn't seen in like 10 years. He walked up to me, put his arm around me. He's like, JimmyNavio! Because it's not my real name. My real name is not anything close to JimmyNavio. But he would not let up. It was relenting. He basically, like, for 5 minutes insisted that I was his long-lost friend. And we were all drunk and laughing, so I admitted basically that, okay, yeah, you got me. I'm your long-lost friend, JimmyNavio. So for the rest of the night at the party, that was my name. I was like, I'm JimmyNavio! And it kind of stuck, and it became my screen name. And it's never taken. I can sign every time I sign up for something. JimmyNavio is just unique enough that
well, one day you're gonna meet this guy. And you're gonna have to kill him.
There's like one JimmyNavio on Facebook. I looked him up, and he's like some Armenian guy or something. There is a JimmyNavio out there somewhere, and he's probably really mad at me for using his screen name for literally everything.
He's probably watching right now.
It's like, fuck that guy. I can't sign up for anything. I've got JimmyNavio at Yahoo, at Gmail, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Chatterbait, all of it. I own Reddit. I got JimmyNavio. It's if you Google JimmyNavio, you learn all about me. If you Google my real name, there's nothing. But it was gifted to me from a drunk man at a party.
If you Google my real name, you find romance novels. I'll take it.
Oh my lord. So what's the name, or like what's the reason behind your name though?
Okay, so when I first came to Twitch, my name was the Frosty4 because my last name is Frost, and there was me, my husband, and our 2 kids who were the Frosty4. And then we got divorced, and I said, well, that's not gonna work anymore. So I changed my name to just Frosty X. I don't know why. I just wanted to get rid of the Frosty4. And then one day, okay, so my name was just Frosty X, and one day I ran into a guy. His name was something stupid, just something X. And I said, that guy's wearing my prom dress. I can't fucking have a guy that has the exact same name. And he was a total dickhead too. So I said, I am changing my name now. So I like Outlast. So I picked an Outlast name, and Favor has never let me forget it. He's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know who made you mod my channel. I used to know this just Frosty X guy. He was sick, but you get the fuck out of my channel.
So Frostiest.
Everybody calls me Frosty.
Frosty.
Yep.
What about you, Wildling?
So when I got my PS3, I made my username Colorado Wildling because I had been reading the Game of Thrones books, and I thought Ygritte was the fucking shit, and Jon Snow was anything and everything that I wanted. So
pretty hot.
Oh my lord. Except for he's short, so it's not really my thing. Anyways, so
how dare you?
I know, right? I kind of kept the Wildling thing going just because I literally do what I want. I, kind of try to embody the whole all right, well, this is me, and if you don't like it, cool, but I'm still gonna continue on because I got shit to do. Let's do this. And 11 is actually my lucky number. It's the day of my birth, and it's also the number that I wore whenever I was in any kind of sports. So, Wildling011.
Mine's 69.
Ooh, baby.
What is the 0 just to have a 0?
The 0 is because actual Wildling011 just looked like there were too many verticals. It needed something. It
was aesthetic. It was an aesthetic choice.
Aesthetic.
I respect that choice.
There was no X's in the name, so.
Excuse you. You have something in your throat?
I thought maybe it was binary or something like Wildling3.
No,
but that's how big of a nerd
I'm
I
not
am.
that cool. I do programming, but not that much.
What about you, Jaime or James?
It's actually really funny. I used to use Chris7755 on everything until I couldn't log into my Minecraft account and I wanted to buy Minecraft. This was it's 2018, so 8 years ago. So I was like, well, I need a new name. So I was like, well, my name is James. James. It's not cool enough. Swap that S for a Z. Perfect. That's taken. All right. And then my hands were on the keyboard and I was like, 28. Yeah, that's perfect. And that's the beginning of when I started using Hamas28 on everything. And that's the entire story. I forgot my old password. and that became the new one.
What about your what's your YouTube name?
Oh, Monorisu.
Where's that from?
See, me and my friend, we were a big fan of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And one of the big things in that was the monolith that bestowed the intelligence. And we were like, we can't just use monolith. That's not cool enough. But you know what is cool? Japanese translations. Put that in a Google Translate.
You fucking nerd.
Wow.
And that was it.
Perfect. By the way, 011 absolutely is 3 in binary. Go fucking look it up.
Google it. Let me Google that for you.
The furthest right place is the 1's place, and the next one is the 2's place. So 2 + 1 is 3. I didn't mean to cut everyone off, but someone in chat tried to say that 011 isn't 3 in binary, and I had to get nerdy on their ass.
And it looks like I'm disagreeing with them. Yay.
9.
She's like, 9.
9.
Anyway, there.
Right, Astra?
Coder, are you happy now? Did I earn your... we were actually about to end the podcast when you asked about
I'm cooking over here.
Our origins.
Coder.
So we're probably going to call it a night, Coder. I hope we... it's usually written in bytes, so it would either be 0011 or 0110. Shut up.
Wow. Wow.
You still read it right to left, though. You assume starting right to... Anyway, we're not going to get into this discussion.
3 hours later.
Very happy, team. Made my day. Cool. Then make sure that you follow all these people. Follow me, too, if you want. We do this once a week. It's usually on Wednesday. We did it tonight so that we could accommodate our guests. But every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, we have a podcast. We usually have guests. If not, it's me and this handsome gentleman, James. We're always here. He's my co-host. So we're here every Wednesday. We try and get guests on every week. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I also have a collection on my Twitch page with all the previous episodes. So check those out. Hopefully we're going to be putting them on YouTube because I'm going to hire Frost to be my video editor.
Oh, God. Yes.
So,
oh, God. That's honestly a dream of mine.
So yeah, this is a thing. This is the 12th episode of the podcast. But I eventually would like to syndicate it on other platforms, so stay tuned for that. But go follow Frost. Go follow Wildling. Don't look at Wildling's Twitter page because there's nothing there.
You gotta get to posts. They don't even have to make sense. They don't even have to make sense. My newest post is me talking about how good-looking Wario is because I just changed my profile picture to a very sexy Wario.
I heard he's circumcised.
I also noticed that you said the reason Wario isn't in Smash. Oh, the reason Waluigi isn't in Smash is because he has a full-time job.
Yeah, 9 to 5, Jimmy.
9 to 5.
That makes sense. But seriously, like, I don't usually consider myself that clever when I.
Oh, it doesn't have to be clever. That's the trick.
That's the worst part about it, though. I'm not even like clever when I'm not clever. So
just take a picture of your toes and post it on there. People.
No, I have met people that actually do that, and I'm not down for that. I'm sorry. That was like my full weekend in Vienna, and I think I'm good.
Oh, should I delete the one that you sent me?
Oh yeah, baby.
No, you should start a Twitter account and post that picture on it.
I have a Twitter account, and you know what?
No, start a new one.
No, I posted my Twitter account.
Pictures of people's toes.
At Wildling's toes.
No.
I'm gonna share this with everyone.
011.
This is a canon image of Wario.
Oh God.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, perfect. All right, we're gonna close this out. I think the luck charm is on right now, so we're gonna go give a little raid to the luck charm. Any closing statements, Wildling? Anything you want to say before we go? Anything? Shout outs to people or things you're working on or how much you love Favor?
Oh, so much. I love Favor so much. No, honestly, this has been an absolute blast. You guys have made my night, my week, my months. Honestly, I look forward to always seeing your faces whenever I get on Discord, whenever I'm on Twitch, and I adore you all. And thank you.
All right. Frosty, you, sir?
Well, I gotta say that all of this has been really inspiring, making the game for Favor. And I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately. My kids start school in 2 weeks, so my days are going to really open up. And I think I might start those dev streams and start working on my next game. So I'm not trying to say follow me, but if you want to watch me, follow me and help me get to, affiliate plug, so I can get those dick emotes approved, like ASAP.
They got to be subtle.
No, straight up dicks.
No.
It won't happen. They'll get denied, dude. Are either of you affiliates yet?
I'm sorry, penis.
Didn't do that.
I'm not affiliate.
And I have bears. So.
Oh, you just got yours, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right.
Week.
That's right.
Kai Grimar actually did all of my emotes and my banners. So.
Isn't Kygo the same guy who narrated the game?
Yep.
Yeah. He's 99 holy. What is it?
99 faith.
Yeah, there we go.
He was here earlier, but if you're still here, shout out to Kygo.
He's in the whales. He's probably asleep. Or
okay.
He's in the whales.
He made those though. The whales. Yes, all of the whales. Sperm, humpback.
Nice. Thank you, Frongo. Frongo's on point with all the shout outs. All right. So yeah, this is what we do once a week. So come back. If you guys are ever interested in being guests in the future, also anyone out there in chat, if there is anyone that you would like to be a guest, if you want to suggest, a streamer or a friend or, whatever, if you got something you want to plug and you want to be a guest, my DMs are always open. And we also have a podcast channel on my Discord too. So if there's topics or questions or guests or anything, feel free to hit us up in the podcast channel, and we'll try and make it happen. In the near future, just some what you have to look forward to. Illian _ I've been trying to get him on. He's a partnered streamer. He's a late night streamer. He's a really chill dude. I've been talking to him. We just haven't been able to connect yet. Maybe next week he's going to be on the podcast. Also, my good friend David. We talked about people just taking things as fact. My friend David actually started a fake news website as an experiment for science.
Wow.
And he has some really, really crazy insights already. And he just started it like a few weeks ago. He started a Facebook group first and then built a full website. So it's just fake. Most of it's fake news or
I feel like I heard of this.
So I'm going to have him on as a guest probably in the near future. He's like somewhere in like India or in the Middle East right now. He travels a lot, but once he gets back, he's going to be a guest as well. So a lot of things to look forward to on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. FrostAsylum, if you're interested in checking out the game that he made, he's in my Discord, I believe, or Favor's Discord, or just hit him up on Twitch or whatever. I'm sure he'd be glad to share it with you. You can't stream it. Yeah, Twitter as well. Yes, Twitter. You can't stream it unless you sign some paperwork. But if you just want to play it and check it out, hit him up. Wildling, she streams from time to time. Go follow her.
I'm getting better at it.
And say hi. And all of us hang out in Favor stream and in a couple of the other DLC members' streams. So you'll see us around. All right, let's go. James, any parting words?
Oh yeah, Frongo. My eyes aren't always that big.
Those are straight anime eyes in that picture, dude.
That's why. It's like my eyes aren't that large. It's the angle and the lighting.
You're just a pretty boy. Accept it.
Ooh, baby.
Call me.
Anyway, yeah, he posted that in the IRL channel in my Discord, and Frongo.
Yeah, I cut my hair.
He was like bragging about his haircut, and Frongo pointed out that his eyes were like massive in that picture. It was funny.
No, he compared them to the eyes from the girl in Alita about the cyborg, the robot girl, that movie. And then I was like, oh, I don't know that. I googled it, and I was like, now I'm mad at you because that looks way too much like it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. That was great. We'll be back next week. I think I will be streaming this week, my usual schedule, hopefully. And then Frost, I will send you a private message about some game stuff and about some music stuff.
Thank you.
For those of you that have been here who know my friend Swa Music, I'm going to connect FrostAsylum with Swa Music, and they're going to make beautiful games with beautiful music, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh man, that sounds hot.
Initiate luck chart Luck Chart. The Luck Charm raid. Everyone go over to the Luck Charm stream. If you got buckets, drop them. Let them know that JimmyNavio sent you. She's a member of DLC. She's super chill. She plays a lot of like Final Fantasy. What's the online one? 14.
Yeah,
14. Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she's also a fellow alcohol enthusiast. So have a good night. Thank you guys for being here.
Night, guys.
Night.